I request to open the curtains. Let us welcome all our dignitaries with a loud round of applause. I am sure you all are eager to attend this conference with your ears, eyes open. I request everyone once again to take their seats. सगळ्यांना विनंती आहे की आपण स्थानापन्न व्हावं. As per our culture, we will be starting the event with 3 omkars. I repeat, I will start with first omkar and you all join me with the other 2. Hari We start our event with the invocation song of Kridakul.
जणू जाहले दास सारे श्रमाला कमी लेखती सर्वथा स्थितीचे जणू जाहले दास सारे श्रमाला कमी लेखती सर्वथा मनीषा नसे नाही स्पर्धा प्रवृत्ती जगा जिंकण्याची नैर्षा प्रथा शरीरास आवेश कैसा चढेना शरीरास आवेश कैसा चढेना सुवर्ण क्षणांची घडो साधना स्थितीचे जणू जाहले दास सारे श्रमाला कमी लेखती सर्वथा इथे या जमातीत योद्धे नियोगी इथे मल्ल विद्या धनुर्वेद अस्त्र घडोतेथ क्रीडा स्थितीचे जणू जाहले दास सारे श्रमाला कवी लेखती सर्वथा मनी मुक्त हो जनी सर्व मित्र गुणी नेटके सर्वदा ध्यासबद्ध जणू गोकुळी श्री हरी संग साथी लढाऊ सदा हासरे नित्य सिद्ध बलानेच हो धर्म संस्थापना बलानेच हो धर्म संस्थापना सुवर्ण क्षणांची घडो साधना स्थितीचे जणू जाहले दास सारे श्रमाला कमी लेखती सर्वथा मनीषा नसे नाही स्पर्धा प्रवृत्ती जगा जिंकण्याची नैषा प्रथा शरीरास आवेश कैसा चढेना शरीरास आवेश कैसा चढेना सुवर्ण क्षणांची घडो साधना सुवर्ण क्षणांची घडो साधना सुवर्ण क्षणांची घडो साधना
Dr. Rajiv Ajit Nagarkar, ex-student of Jnanaprabodhini Nigdi, Ayurveda Acharya and clinical psychologist and director of Manachi Vyamshala, who has been practicing Manas Ayurveda for past 13 years, and myself, Advocate Pratibha Arjun Joshi Dalal, ex-student of Jnanaprabodhini Nigdi, ex-sportsman, will be there as a co-host for you throughout the day. I have a deep passion for sports and involved in some various NGOs for women empowerment. And the most important thing is that I have been an eyewitness to the rising graph of Kridakul, which you all will be there with us today to join. Good morning and welcome to this national conference on Sports Ayurveda organized by Jnanaprabodhini Nigdi in association with Ayurveda Vyasapith and Maharashtriya Mandal's Chandrasekhar Agashe College of Physical Education, Pune, and recognized by Ministry of Ayush. The founder of Jnanaprabodhini, late Dr. Vinayak Vishwanath Pendse, also known as Appa Saheb Pendse, and founder of Jnanaprabodhini Nigdi, late Vachaspati Vamanrao Abhyankar, affectionately known as Bhau, shared a common vision for India's progress and transformation into a developed country, which they relied on motivated youth. Through its various activities, Jnanaprabodhini continues to pursue this unique educational module. Jnanaprabodhini's activities and its roots lie in spirituality, and its name itself means awakener of knowledge. The organization's aim is to refine physical, mental, intellectual, and spiritual qualities in people with a particular focus on youth. Jnanaprabodhini's activities are centered in the fields of education, research, rural development, health, and youth organization. The organization believes that education should lead to a better understanding of a nation's problems, and through education, these problems can be well addressed. The study is viewed as an instrument of change that can lead to a greater national development. Ayurveda is a valuable gift from India with a global potential, but lack of support caused a sluggish system. To address this, a group of dedicated Ayurvedic practitioners established Ayurveda Vyasapith in 2000. They focused on scientific learning, research, and service, identifying and addressing the issues for all Ayurvedic stakeholders, including students, teachers, undergraduate and postgraduate students, pharmaceutical companies engaged in manufacturing of classical Ayurvedic medicines, and patients. This team was led by Vaidya Vinay Velenkar, and he will be with us today. Maharashtriya Mandal's Chandrasekhar Agashe College of Physical Education, Pune, is an research college. The university specializes in sports and physical education. It was founded in 1977 by late Shri Shivrampant Damle, who began the work of its founding in 1938. This college has produced many sports science experts at master's and doctoral level. As I come to the end of my speech, I cannot help but mention the Ministry of Ayush, who have recognized and supported this conference. Their recognition is the icing on the cake, as we are confident that the outcome of this conference will be considered significant and relevant by the Ministry of Ayush. Their support reinforces the importance and relevance of our efforts to promote and advance the integration of Ayurveda and sports. We are grateful for their recognition and support, and we look forward to continuing our collaboration with Ministry of Ayush in promoting sports Ayurveda and its benefits.
Good morning, Suprabhat. I invite all the dignitaries for official inauguration of this national conference on sports Ayurveda. I invite all dignitaries for lighting the lamp. I request Dr. Shriram Savarikar Sarji to ignite the lamp, and all the dignitaries to be present. Big round of applause. One of the unique thing happening, sports Ayurveda. Torch bearers of this concept, igniting the light.
Sukshma Swachhatirudyam Shuka Parivilasan Maulimam Bhojanetram Kalambodojvalangam Katitatavilasascharupitambaradhyam Vande Dhanvantarintam Nikhilagadavan Praudhadavagnililam Praudhadavagnililam.
Thank you, everyone. We are equally glad to welcome our MLA from Mawad, Honorable Srirangaji Barane. After the lighting of the lamp, now we move ahead towards the declaration of the opening of the conference. I request our Honorable Shri Srirangaji Barane to declare that the conference is now open.
या परिषदेचं उद्घाटन झालं असं मी जाहीर करतो.
I'm here to welcome all the dignitaries on the dais. I request Shri Manoj Devlekar Sirji to felicitate Dr. Shri Ram Savarikar ji. Former Vice Chancellor, Jamnagar.
I request Devlekar sir to welcome Rahi Sarnobat, the pride of India, international shooter.
I request Devlekar sir to welcome Shirang Barne, receiver of Maha Sansad Ratna Award.
I would request now Subhash Rao to welcome Vinay Velankar, ex-president of Ayurveda Vyasapith.
I request Subhash Rao sir to welcome Professor Sanjeev Sonawne sir.
I again request Subhash Rao to welcome Dr. Sopan Kangne, our joint organizer and principal of Chandrasekhar Agashe College of Physical Education. I request Devlekar sir to welcome our own secretary of Jnana Prabodhini, Subhash Rao.
I again welcome all the dignitaries and all the participants who are present here for the conference. Now I would like to invite Dr. It came off because Devlekar sir has just submitted his thesis of PhD. So it came off intuitively. I would like to invite Manoj Devlekar sir, Center Superintendent of Jnana Prabodhini, Head of Kridakul, Principal Jnana Prabodhini, a practicing preacher, not only preaching, but a practicing preacher. And I would like to just say, Taittiriya Upanishad describes our Devlekar sir, Yuva Syat Sadhu Yuva Adhyayaka Ashishtaha Drudishtaha Balishtaha. Manoj Devlekar sir.
Distinguished guests, athletes, medical practitioners, and enthusiasts, it gives me great pleasure to welcome you all to this National Conference on Sports Ayurveda, organized by Jnana Prabodhini, Ayurveda Vyasapith, and Maharashtriya Mandal's Chandrasekhar Agashe College of Physical Education. I am proud that it's my college too. May I call this a unique, august gathering of experts and enthusiasts from the field of sports and Ayurveda who are passionate about integrating Ayurveda principles and practices into the world of sports. We are honored to have some of the most renowned and experienced experts from the field of Ayurveda and sports here us with today. We'll be hearing from seniors experienced and expert Vaidyas, researchers, who will share their knowledge and experiences. May I assure you that we'll be exploring various aspects of Ayurveda and sports, including nutrition, injury prevention and treatment, performance optimization, and mental well-being of the athletes. Our expert speakers will provide insight on how to integrate Ayurveda into our training regimes and daily routine of enhancement of sports performance. As most of you know, but for the benefit of those who may not know, Ayurveda is based on 4 prominent compilations of knowledge that are Vedas: Yajurveda, Rigveda, Samaveda, and Atharvaveda. Among these, Rigveda is the most popular and contains descriptions of 67 plants and 1028 slokas, while the Atharvaveda and Yajurveda describes 293 and 81 plants with medical properties respectively. Ayurvedic practices are derived from the knowledge gained from these Vedas. Charak and other scholars edited the knowledge which is now known as Charak Samhita. This legendary text describes all aspects of Ayurvedic medicine, while the Sushruta Samhita delves into the science of surgery. The founder of Jnana Prabodhini, late Dr. Vinayak Vishwanath Pendse, also known as Appasaheb Pendse, and the founder of Jnana Prabodhini Nigdi Center, late Vachaspati Vamanarao Abhyankar, affectionately known as Bhau, strongly believed in principles of Ayurveda. I am proud to say that the organization upholds the beliefs and values of its founders. Jnana Prabodhini's roots lie in spirituality, and its name means awakener of knowledge. The organization believes that education should lead to a better understanding of our nation's problems, and through education, these problems can be addressed. The study is viewed as an instrument of change that can lead to greater national development. The founder of Kridakul recognized the need to work more dedicatedly in the field of sports in our country. While the country is making progress in many areas of life, it's disheartening that sports seems to be lagging behind. Despite a population of 1.4 billion people, we have only produced 10 gold, 9 silver, and 16 bronze medals at Olympic so far. One of the primary reasons of this underperformance is the lack of robust athletic nurturing system at the grassroots level, especially in schools. In order to address this issue, Kridakul was founded in 1998 at this Nigdi Center with the motto of developing an athlete nurturing system at grassroots level. What makes Kridakul unique? It is its ability to integrate sports training with education and sciences like psychology, medicine, biomechanics, kinesiology, etc. We decided to follow and practice Ayurveda into Kridakul. We have adopted Ayurveda as our preferred treatment method for developing the physical potentials in athlete. We have been faithfully following the principles of Panchakarma to maintain the health and to cure wear and tear of our athletes after their rigorous daily training. Along with Panchakarma, we use different Rashausadi to enhance their fitness according to the demands of their specific sport. For 25 years, the organization has been relentlessly working in the field of sports with a focus on refining, upgrading, and exploring its expertise and experience. To support these efforts, Kridakul conducts scientific research based on the data generated within our school. The research is aimed at advancing the knowledge and understanding of sports training and improving performance of young athletes. I am thrilled to announce that after 25 years, Kridakul has achieved a remarkable 50% success rate, with half of our athletes earning state level or national level medal. It's a phenomenal accomplishment in the field of sports. Moreover, I am thrilled to announce that a book containing 31 research papers authored by experts from Kridakul, including coaches, sports psychologists, and Ayurveda Vaidyas, will be soon be published. Kridakul's dedicated staff works to cultivate national level athlete with research serving as a crucial foundation of our efforts. The team's work has resulted in 3 doctoral theses and a handful of research papers published at national conferences. The book is an effort to showcase that achieving sporting success is a team effort that requires a diverse range of experts, including sports scientists and coaches, with athlete at the core of its focus. We are proud to state that Ayurvedic sports medicine has made significant contribution as an integrated approach in the selection, preparation, prevention, and management of sports-related interventions. At the heart of Ayurveda is the principle of individuality. This principle acknowledges that every person is unique and requires personalized care to achieve optimal health. In the context of sports, this means that each athlete must be treated as an individual with their unique needs, challenges, and strengths. Ayurvedic principles can help us understand an athlete's body type, doshas, and imbalances, which can then guide us in creating personalized training programs, diet plans, and recovery strategies. You will be in for an intellectual treat as we will be uncovering these topics in our 2-day conference. Although Ayurvedic literature does not directly bear references to sports medicine, there are many concepts and practices that can be applied to sports, such as Dinacharya, Rutucharya, and Achara Rasayana. By conducting systematic research, we can discover the vast potential of Ayurveda in the revolutionizing and significantly contributing to sports medicine. While some may initially believe that Ayurveda has nothing to offer in sports medicine, a curious and open-minded approach reveals that there is a much to be gained from the ancient science. Incorporating Ayurveda into sports medicine can provide a new perspective towards creating champions for our country. After 25 years of dedicated work in the field of sports, we are pleased to take this opportunity to present our model of sports school based on the principle of sports sciences. Our experiences and expertise in the field have allowed us to develop a unique approach to sports training that integrates the latest scientific knowledge and best practices. We are confident that if such model is applied in every district of our country, our hunger of Olympic medals will be fulfilled soon. Golden Girl of India, P.T. Usha, has been nominated to the panel of Vice Chairperson in the Rajya Sabha. As the first nominated MP to be a part of this panel, she will conduct the proceedings at the House in absence of the Chairman and Deputy Chairman. We can definitely hope for Achhe Din for sports as well as Ayurveda. It becomes our responsibility to make this conference grand success. We are pleased to announce that this conference has been recognized by the Ministry of Ayush, a department of Government of India responsible for the development, research, and propagation of traditional medicine system in India, including Ayurveda. This recognition has imposed upon us an additional burden and responsibility to further advance the subject of the conference. We express our heartfelt gratitude for this recognition and accept this responsibility with great sincerity. As we embark on this journey of learning and discovery, I urge you all to keep an open mind and embrace the power of Ayurveda. Together, we can harness the synergy between sports and Ayurveda to create champions for the country. I am excited to see how the insights and discussions in this conference will shape the future of sports and Ayurveda. I wish you all best for the practice of Ayurveda in sports. Thank you.
I now request Devlekar sir to welcome our former member of Rajya Sabha, Shri Amarji Sable. Friends, we are short of time. All the dignitaries on the dais would definitely like to speak. I am aware of it. But this being a sports and Ayurveda thing, I think that Rahi should come forward and express few words about this conference. Speaking about Rahi, I think it will take the entire session, more maybe the whole day, to listen to her experiences. But in short, Rahi is, as I mentioned earlier, is Pride of India, international shooter, an Olympic participant, and Arjun awardee. She has to her laurels. She is the first Indian woman shooter to qualify for 25-meter pistol in Olympics, first Indian woman to bag first individual gold in 2018 in Asian Games, and many more awards to her credit. And last but not the least, Rahi has taken up a challenge to make shooting more popular than cricket. Let us wish her all the best.
All the dignitaries on the dais and everybody present here, I would like to mention them as sports enthusiasts. First of all, thank you very much for having me, and I would definitely keep my speech for a few minutes, and it will be related to the Ayurveda only. And I would like to start that with my own experience with Ayurveda, that I am in active professional sport career for I think now 17 years. And I haven't take anything like allopathy or homeopathy, anything. I do not take any medication like that. I really supporter, not supporter, but I feel practitioner, I would say, of Ayurveda, because I really believe that Ayurveda removes each and every problem from its roots. It doesn't only work on the symptoms, it works on the roots. That is the one cause. Another reason is that it doesn't harm anything on any organs or like that. So that is why, that is my first reason that I don't go for allopathy at all in my life. And the main thing is over here is we are talking about Ayurveda in sport. The main problem we face as Olympians, that we are unable to use Ayurvedic medicines, that it is not approved by World Anti-Doping Agency. And I would like to request Nyan Prabodhini to take this forward to Ayush Ministry, because this is not possible without an, I would say, association with Sports Ministry and Ayush Ministry, because Ayush Ministry, I think this is my suggestion, that they must send this medication to the laboratories and they have to approve this for their athletes. Without that, it is impossible for us to use Ayurvedic medicines. So when I am saying that I use Ayurvedic medicines, that means that I have chosen few medications, I have personally sent them to the laboratories, I had those reports, I submitted those reports, and then I'm consuming this medication for the least usage. And this, I think, something our Ayush Ministry can do for the sport fraternity in all, for everybody. And I think even if World Anti-Doping Agency will not approve it as soon as we want it, but if Indian Ministry will approve it for the sport people, then we can definitely use it. We don't have the barrier. Because when we reach the level like Olympic Games, we have to mention each and every day to the World Anti-Doping Agency that where are we, what are we doing, what are we consuming. Right now I'm here, the World Anti-Doping Agency knows that I'm here because anytime, anywhere, they can come and test me because I'm in the pool with WADA. So this is the challenge we face, that it's not like if we are not competing, we can use Ayurvedic medicine. It's not like that. It's, we can use it or we cannot. So first of all, sir, this is my request. Another thing is, Ayurveda doesn't only mean medication, it also includes yoga and pranayam and everything. And also I include that in my regime since many years. And I would like to appreciate one thing, that yoga doesn't need any kind of equipment. So I mean, we can do it wherever. I mean, even if we are traveling on the airport as well, everywhere. So that is one major point, that convenience is the big thing. Another thing is, as an athlete, we look for an exercises which gives us tremendous control and each and every muscle in our body. And that is something yoga practices, or that is something yoga teaches us. This is, I would say, because shooting, you must have seen, maybe I assume that you must have seen few events of shooting, that we do not move as much. But that doesn't mean that we don't need muscle control. That means we need even more muscle control because we don't need to move at all. And that needs tremendous muscle control and muscle tone. And yoga is I think, the best version I have trained with. Also, of course, I go for swimming, gymming, Pilates, everything. All the forms of exercises I follow. But the yoga is the one form of exercise which I would definitely recommend for sports like archery or shooting, where we need tremendous stability. And yoga is all about control, balance, and stability, I would say. And I think this is all from my side. I think this is enough for today. And if, sir, you need any, some more information from my side on anti-doping or everything, I'm always there. And thank you, all of you, one more time, and wish you all the best. I wish all the best for the conference as well. And my wishes are always there for the cause you're taking ahead with the Ayush Ministry for the medication we are going to use. Thank you, everybody, and have a good conference.
Thank you so much, Rahiji. And you insisted on wonderful point of getting certification from Ayush Ministry, Ayurvedic medications. Thank you so much. Now I would like to call upon for publication of a research book that already Devlekar sir has mentioned in his keynote address. Research is motivated by problem-solving intentions or desire for personal intellectual satisfactions. Many a times we say, Ayurveda has everything in it. ये तो है उसमें, ये क्या नया बता रहे हैं, ये इसमें है ही. लेकिन what we have to do is, we have to jot it down effectively, present it as a data. We all are familiar with the concept of data. Data नहीं है, so we have a problem. Simultaneously, we want data which is very well published, statistically analyzed. And so, for that, our dedicated Devlekar sir motivated Kridakul teachers, coaches, sports psychologists to do the work and document it. We lack in documentation, and that was very well understood by Devlekar sir. And now I request our Pro Vice Chancellor of Savitribai Phule University, Director, Department of Education, Savitribai Phule Pune University, to officially publish the book Vijeta, Decoding the Nurturing of Athletes. A proud moment for Nyan Prabodhini. 31 research papers by experts of Kridakul who were coaches, subject teachers, sports, psychologists, all dedicated efforts, all data tested here itself in our own school, Jnana Prabodhini. And this wonderful book is in front of you, Decoding the Nurturing of Athlete, Vijeta. Thank you so much. And now, I first apologize because initially, while felicitation of Sonavane sir, I just mentioned professor, so it was my mistake. I apologize that, and I request Pro Vice Chancellor, Director, Department of Education, Sanjeev Sonavane sir, to address. He has 23 national publications to his account, 4 international conference proceeding publications, 13 national conference publications. सरांचा परिचय करायचं म्हणजे एक सेशन लागेल. मी खूप थोडक्यात. धन्यवाद.
नमस्कार. वंदे मातरम. Honorable MP, Barni Sahab, Amarji, Devlekar sir, Subhash Ravji, Rahi and other dignitaries on the dais and of the dais and fellow participants of this very prestigious and historical conference on sports and yoga. Sports and Ayurveda, I think. I am attending my 30 years of academic life and research life. First conference on Ayurveda and yoga. So for this purpose, I appreciate the efforts taken. Also praise to Devlekar sir and his team of Jnana Prabodhini and Kridakul. Also the team of from Agashe College and others who are the partner for this historic conference. Friends, since the first word of this conference, when the inauguration session had started, everyone was talking about, and hence 2 days, lots of deliberations and interaction will be on the sports and Ayurveda. Very simply, we can say that the Ayurveda is a science of life, and we have to first understood the life of a sportsman or athlete. What is the need of anybody's life? And I think all solutions are available in Ayurveda. But the problem with the Ayurveda Sanhita is that there is no direct text which you infer or tell about the sports. That's why we have to analyze the life of athlete type of athlete, and what type of the mental fitness, physical fitness needed to that type of sports he is participating. According to that, we have to identify the knowledge and practices of Ayurveda to be applied it. And this is the challenge before the Ayurveda practitioner and also the athlete to adopt the knowledge or practices of Ayurveda in the sports. This is not available readily, which is available in allopathy and other things in a sports medicine books and everywhere. So there should be a key point that what type of text of Ayurveda Sanhita is really applied to a sportsman's, what type of performance you want to raise and what type of fitness. It may be a mental fitness or it may be a physical fitness. It may be a prevention, it may be a treatment, or it may be the fitness to be raised up to the optimum level with the achievement and performance they have to performance. Barne sir, when our Khajan Singh was sent to training to Russia for the Olympic training before you. When Khajan Singh was a swimmer of India, and in that training institute and Academy of Sports in Russia, he sent for preparation of Olympic player. On the first day, he was gone under so many tests which will be needed to enter into the swimming pool But unfortunately, he failed, and they informed the government of India that the minimum criteria of fitness he is not filling, so we are not going to admit him. So this is the things we have to do. And that's why the Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji had rightly said that whatever the ancient knowledge, which we make it a Atmanirbhar. Atmanirbhar, not only the military equipment and all these things. Atmanirbhar in with the medicine and other areas as also. His all speech, Man Ki Baat or in other speeches also, he always appealed to the Indian scientists and the scholars to create our own knowledge system or regenerate it so that to solve the problems of not the India but also the globe. And after that we will become this G20, you may have heard that we are proud that Pune is one of the organizer. In that also everything is discussed about what is our pride things. It may Ayurveda, it may be archaeological things, or a lot many things we have which we can showcase to the world that we are topmost in all the areas. So my appeal to all the researchers and scholars who are participating in this conference is that you have to keep in mind that actually the analyzing the text of Ayurveda, then the scientific treatment to it, to prove that just now he had rightly said that science is not accepting anything without the evidences. And that's why you need a lots of evidences with a database, graphical tabulation, and then inferring a proper meaning through it, and then you can apply to the athlete and showcase to the world that this is our ancient knowledge, which is very superior and solving the problem of the globe. Hope that about 2 days you will be work on the Rasayana, Marma Bindus. Just now he said that Panchakarma or Svedana or the all aspect of Ayurveda, how it will be utilized by a beginning athlete to a top-class athlete. Wishing best for that. And this will be not only the first conference, the series of conferences will come out. And for this purpose, Bhushan Patwardhan sir, our deputy chairman of UGC, is now at the Savitribai Phule Pune University and chairing a professorship of Ayush in Wellness and Ayurveda. I hope that in future, we have just now, Subhas Rao and I was talking, we have one Manas Vidyan Kendra with Jnanaprabodhini at Sadashivpet, and we will have another center of research which Savitribai Phule University is extending the hand to have a MOU with you and have a research center of Ayurveda and Krida at the Kridakul Center in Nigadi. Wishing best, Jai Hind.
Very nicely said, sir. Thank you so much. Very nicely said, sir. Thank you so much. And one sentence in a movie comes like, don't underestimate the power of common man. And sir has told us, don't underestimate the power of Ayurveda. We have to use it. Thank you so much.
Our donors believe that always give without remembering and always receive without forgetting. However, it is our duty to express our gratitude because without these Kubers, our conference would not have been a success. I request Shri Srirangaji Barne to felicitate and express our gratitude to Shri Mohan Rao Gujarati, who has been always a donor and head of Prabodh Artha Sanchay, Prabodh Samuha. And of course, we can see on the banner, he is a gold sponsorer for this conference. And of course, as told to me by Devlekar sir, he is also the mentor of Devlekar sir. So we understand the success of Devlekar sir as well. Thank you, sir. I now request Srirangaji Barane also to felicitate our lifeline of Jnanaprabodhini and President of Matrumandir Vishwasta Sanstha, Shri Nitin Bhai Karia. I welcome all the media people today for this conference. You are very important for us. Don't forget us, sir. We need to be on the first page tomorrow of all the newspapers. We welcome you all very heartily. I now request our senior advisors of Jnanaprabodhini Nigdi, Limay Kaka and Savan Kaka, to have some felicitations down. We have amongst us Srimati Shakuntala Khataukar, Arjun Award Vijeta. Limay Kaka and Savan Kaka, I would request you to make these honors. Shri Vijayji Purandare, President of Krida Bharati, Western Maharashtra. Shri Milinda Dange, Executive Member of All India Krida Bharati. Srimati Shailaja Jain, International Kabaddi Coach, and she was a coach for Iran's women's team of Kabaddi who won the tournament. District Sports Officer of Pune, Shri Mahadev Kasgavde Sahib. Member of Krida Bharati, Western Maharashtra, Shri Chandrasekhar Kulkarni. Pratibha Kulkarni, publisher of our Vijeta. Thank you so much. We all are honored to have you all in this august audience. I would now request Shri Shrirangaji Barane to express his views.
नॅशनल कॉन्फरन्स स्पोर्ट आयुर्वेदा या परिषदेला उपस्थित असलेले सर्व आयुर्वेद क्षेत्रातील मान्यवर सर्वांच्या नावाचा उल्लेख खरं तर मी करत नाही. देवळेकर सरांचा खूप आग्रह होता. माननीय प्रधानमंत्रीजी नरेंद्र मोदीजी यांनी आयुष मंत्रालय स्थापन केल्यानंतर खरं तर आयुर्वेदामध्ये भारताच्या गेल्या अनेक शतकापासून असलेलं महत्त्व ते सर्वसामान्य देशातील जनतेला समजलं आणि त्याच माध्यमातून स्पोर्टमध्ये खेळामध्ये याचं देखील महत्त्व प्राप्त व्हावं या दृष्टिकोनातून ही नॅशनल कॉन्फरन्स ही आयोजित केलेली आहे. या कॉन्फरन्समध्ये क्रीडा क्षेत्रातील अनेक मान्यवर या ठिकाणी अनेक विद्यालयाचे प्राचार्य त्याच्याशी संबंधित अनेक जण या ठिकाणी आहेत. खरं तर मेडिकल सायन्स किती जरी पुढे गेलं तरी भारतीय आयुर्वेद क्षेत्रातील जे मेडिकल आहे गेली शतकं आहे ते मात्र जगाने स्वीकारले आणि ते नाकारून चालणार नाही. ज्यावेळेस आयुष मंत्रालयाची स्थापना प्रधानमंत्रींनी केली त्यावेळेस अनेकांनी त्याच्यावरती कॉमेंट्स केल्या, परंतु गेल्या अनेक वर्षाचा आपण जर इतिहास पाहिला भारतामध्ये, आयुर्वेद आणि आयुर्वेदाची प्रक्रिया ही जनमानसाला एक समाधान देणारी, खास करून कुठल्याही प्रकारचं इफेक्ट त्यामुळे त्याच्यातून होत नाही. आणि या परिषदेच्या माध्यमातून खरं तर ज्ञानप्रबोधिनी एक वेगळं पाऊल उचललेलं आहे. मी ज्ञानप्रबोधिनीशी गेले अनेक वर्षापासूनचं खरं तर माझे संबंध आहे. आपण पाहिलं की इतक्या मोठ्या देशामध्ये जवळपास 140 कोटीचा हा देश, आणि स्पोर्टमध्ये जर पाहिलं तर या देशामध्ये म्हणावं तशी प्रगती किंवा म्हणावी तसं आपल्याला त्याच्यामध्ये रिझल्ट मिळत नाही. आणि त्याचं वेगळं देखील माध्यम असू शकतं, परंतु या माध्यमातून स्पोर्टला चालना देण्याचं काम या ठिकाणी केलं जाईल. शकुंतलाजी खटावकर ज्या कबड्डी क्षेत्रामध्ये खूप नाव कमवलेलं आहे त्यांनी, आणि एक कालावधीमध्ये असं देखील झालं काही वर्षापूर्वी की काही मेडिकल घेतल्यानंतर चांगले खेळाडू देखील त्याच्यामधून बाद होत होते, आणि ज्यांनी उद्दिष्ट साध्य केलेलं, आयुष्याचं उद्दिष्ट पूर्णपणे साध्य केलं, त्यांना देखील ते उद्दिष्ट गाठता आलं नाही. या नॅशनल कॉन्फरन्समुळं एकतर मार्गदर्शन चांगले होईल. खरं तर सोनवणे साहेबांनी अतिशय चांगल्या प्रकारचं या ठिकाणी मार्गदर्शन केलं आहे, आणि हे मार्गदर्शन होत असताना आपण सगळेजण या क्षेत्रामध्ये काम करता, आणि या कॉन्फरन्समुळं देशभरातील इतरांना त्या माध्यमातून जोडण्याचं काम आपण करतात. मी माझ्या वतीनं मनस्वी शुभेच्छा व्यक्त करतो. आपण एक चांगली कॉन्फरन्स या ठिकाणी आयोजित केली, आणि या कॉन्फरन्सच्या माध्यमातून या क्रीडा क्षेत्राला नक्कीच चांगली चालना मिळेल. आयुर्वेद आणि आयुर्वेदाचं महत्त्व जगभर खरं तर करण्याच्या संदर्भामध्ये माननीय प्रधानमंत्रींनी जे पाऊल उचललं त्यापैकीच एक ही आयुर्वेद कॉन्फरन्स या ठिकाणी होते. मी मनस्वी माझ्या वतीनं मनपूर्वक या परिषदेला शुभेच्छा व्यक्त करतो. धन्यवाद.
धन्यवाद बार्णी सर. स्पोर्ट्स इज मॅटर ऑफ टायमिंग, आणि मला वाटतं आपल्या डायसवरच्या सगळ्यांनाच ते टायमिंगचं गणित पक्कं माहीत झालेलं आहे, आणि त्यामुळे सगळ्यांनी आपापल्या वेळेमध्ये आपापली भाषणं संबोधन पूर्ण केलेलं आहे. सर मराठीत बोलले त्यामुळे मी पण मराठीमध्ये सुरू झालो. नाव आय वुड लाईक टू इन्व्हाइट प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ today's function for his presidential address, Professor Double Dr. Shriram Savarkarji, Vice Chancellor, Gujarat Ayurveda University, Jamnagar, Gujarat, Dean Faculty of Ayurveda, MUHS, Naik. 40 years of experience, teaching experience. He was deputed to represent Government of India at Port of Spain, Trinidad and Tobago in September 2002. Invited by World Health Organization for consultation on phytotherapy in Milan, Italy. He has authored books Rasachandranshu, Ayurveda classic, Vaidyakiya Sankhiki Shastra. He was former member of CCIM. He was felicitated by Ayurved Martanda, and he was also given Manpatra by Ayurved Vyaspeeth. He has many more awards and things, but to cut it short, I would like to invite President of this function, Dr. Shriram Savarkarji, to address presidential speech. Thank you.
वसुदैव सुतं देवं कंसचाणूरमर्दनं सर्वदेव नमस्कारं केशवं प्रतिगच्छति. Dignitaries on the dais, our MLA, Honorable Barniji, the Pride of India, Rahiji, Devlekarji, and my friend, Dr. Velan Verankar, dignitaries in the auditorium, participants, students, sports and Vaidyas. I feel very honored to come here. This is the first time I'm joining a program on sports and Ayurveda. Although we always talk about use of Ayurveda, in fact, in every field of life, not only limited to sports. But officially speaking, this is the first time I'm joining this particular conversation. And I'm really feeling really honored to share dais with Rahi. Thank you, Rahi, for giving me this opportunity. And I remember your words when you were speaking. I was just listening to you because they are very important for us as a Ayurveda doctor. And since I was also one of the people of policymakers sitting in Government of India, I was advised to Government of India long back in Atalji's time. So we considered various aspects of Ayurveda, taking Ayurveda to various fields. Now, of course, since our Honorable Prime Minister has promoted Ayurveda like anything, he has given funding, whatever required, he has offered many things. Now, the baton is in our hands, actually. And we have to take this baton to every corner of the world. How do we do it? It is very important. And for that matter, your advice was very much important, at least for me. And I will also definitely take the opportunity to take your words to the appropriate authorities as well, whenever the opportunity comes. Very important issue you have raised. Of course, Ayurveda is, drug is not Ayurveda, first importantly. You have pointed out it very rightly, you have pointed out. You are talking about yoga. Please say yoga, don't say yoga. Yoga has no meaning at all. Yoga. Yoga and Ayurveda, they are very closely related to each other, and you have rightly pointed out. The definition of yoga itself, yoga is a chitta vritti nirodha. And you are a field, particularly when you are a shooter, chitta vritti nirodha is the most important thing of all. So of course this chitta vritti nirodha yoga must have definitely helped you like anything. And another very important thing is that non-drug therapy, I will be more talking on non-drug therapy in this particular conference, because this is very important. Because whenever people think of medicine, they always talk about drugs. People don't know that non-drug is also a medicine, in fact. Taking no drug is also a medicine. And that is very much important. And that particular feeling we have to imbibe in every person, in fact, not only in sports. Only there is a main principle of Ayurveda, you know. What is the principle of Ayurveda? I will not talk about the principle 3 doshas and all those things. That's why we don't know. For a common man, a very simple principle is there. It is applicable to everybody, including the sportsmen also. There are 2 things. Asatmendriyartha yoga and prajnaprad. Of course, these are the technical terms. I will not use them here. Just I have mentioned them. The only thing is that simple words, ayoga, ati yoga, mithya yoga, and samayoga. I think these words everybody can understand. So what is important is samayoga. Means everything you should be used appropriately. Everything should be used appropriately. Don't use it in excesses. Don't use inappropriately. Wrongful use is also prohibited. And ayoga, that means less use is also prohibited. Everything should be taken in appropriate dose, appropriate measures. So measure is most important. Only yesterday I was talking in one of the conference regarding this stress. I was asked to talk on stress. So this previous speaker who was speaking before me, his last slide was very much important. He has shown one picture. The picture was of a sitar. 3 pictures were there. And in one picture, sitar was straight. He was just what he was saying. The strings of every instrument should be appropriately tightened. They shouldn't be loose. Neither should be too much tightening. Too much tightening will break the sitar, this instrument. And loosening will not, the sitar will not be played nicely, appropriately. So that is the key to our life also. Strings of life, our life should be strained appropriately. Don't strain it too much or don't loosen it. Don't let it loose. So that is the word, my friends. For sportsmen, I know this is the world of publicity. Even though you have knowledge, it's of no use unless you publicize it. Gone are the doors where we say Vidya Vinayena Shilate. Vinay, because of the Vinay, Vidya has gone back now. It is taking backseat because of the Vinay. Of course, it's important. I don't say that Vinay is not important. Vinay is already sitting on the dais. He is very much important. But this Vinay is taking us very on the backseat. And the people who are trying to come in front, they are beating their drums like anything. And the drums, like today in the field of nutrition. Nutrition is most important for our sportsmen. There are 3 fields I was told, or I have read, that Ram Pramod is promoting Ayurveda in 3 fields. One is their selection of the sportsmen on the basis of the Prakriti and Sar, then their nutritional requirements, and the treatment purpose for injuries or other things. So all these things are important, but the most important thing I've said, like nutrition, which is very much important because it is in day-to-day life. You are practicing it. So for nutrition, now the days are of organics, days are of antioxidants, days are of micronutrients. These words have become, they are coined like anything without knowing their meanings. People are being fooled because of that. Regarding this particular, the organics, it is said, or nutrition supplements, particularly, it is said, their one motto is there. Their word is there. What is that word? Their word or sentence? Their sentence is, no friend is better than a bad friend. No publicity is better than a bad publicity. That is their motto. No advice is right than a bad advice. That is their basic motto. Nutritional supplement publishers, they are using this. No advice is than a better bad advice. Because bad advice is selling their goods. They are, in words, it is said, I'm not using my own words. These are very famous words are there. They are snake oil sellers. You know, there is a phrase of snake oil sellers. What is snake oil sellers? Snake oil sellers are those sellers who know that their product is of no use. But still they sell it like anything because to make their profits. They are taking fake things to you. So organics and this antioxidant, they are fooling you, my friends. Remember, with sports on particularly, nutrition, antioxidants, enhancers, your enhancer, muscle enhancers, these are very tricky words. You know, you want to increase your muscle power because everything depends on muscle. And you are told that muscles are having proteins. So you take as much proteins as possible. You load your body with proteins so that your muscles will increase. You know how much proteins are there in one muscle? 75% of muscle is water. Only 22% proteins are there in muscle. Remember very well. So when you exercise, what happens? The water from muscles drains out. So what is required? To replace the water, not the proteins. Proteins are not lost, my friends. Water is lost. That's why your coach must be telling you, hydrate yourself frequently. That's why you always carry the water bags with you, because you get dehydrated. So you have to save yourself from dehydration. And if you take too much proteins, what will happen? You know? If you load your body with proteins, excess protein inside your body, it is converted into nitrogen. It is excreted in the form of urea. So what will happen? Your urination will increase 5 to 6 times. Urination will increase. And what will happen? Because of this excessive urination, you will get dehydrated. My friends, what is required? What is required for energy? 3 classes of foods are there. Carbohydrate, proteins and fats. Which gives you the energy? Carbohydrates are giving you the energy. Carbohydrates are not proteins, my friends. Excess protein is converted into fat and it is stored inside your body. Excess protein will not give you energy, remember very well. You have to maintain whatever proteins are there inside your body, my friends. So don't fall for this gimmick. There is nothing organic in the world. There is nothing organic. My friends, even though, I will give you a simple example. There is iron deficiency in our body. Now you require iron. Whether this iron is given in the form of iron sulfate or whether it is given in the form of leafy vegetables, after all the iron will be taken by the body, no? The vegetable will not be taken by your body. The same thing happens with the plants also. If you give the manure in the form of natural manure or in the chemical manure, it will take the same manure. So there is nothing organic in the world, remember, my friends. So we are being fooled by everybody. So be aware, my friends. Don't follow it, because for organic, we are paying 5 to 6 times of the normal beer. And just imagine if everything goes organic, the farmer will use only organic. You know, the organic farming will reduce the production by 6 times. 6 times. We will not get any food if every farmer decides that I will take only organic farming. What will happen? We are 140 crore people. We will not get any food at all if we decide that only organic farming will hand out. This is fooling, my friends. So be aware of this fooling. This is nothing like that. Be scientific. We should have, I also request my Ayurveda friends also, be scientific. We have to supplement Ayurveda with scientific knowledge. See, drug or food, whatever it is, when you are taking it, it will have its own biochemistry. It will not say, no, because it is an Ayurvedic food, that's why I will only work on Rasvirya and Vipak. I will not be metabolized at all. There will be no biochemistry for that. It's not like that. The only question is understanding what is happening to your body. Whether you understand in terms of biochemistry or whether you understand in terms of Rasvirya, Vipak, Dravya, Guna, it is a different story. So understanding everything in the proper perspective, in the proper scientific knowledge, that is what is important. My Ayurvedic friends, they should understand these things. So do not hesitating in acquiring this scientific knowledge. Knowledge is not the property of any particular system, my friends. Knowledge, every knowledge in every field, we have to use physics. Your body mechanics is totally physics, my friends. Nothing else. So you have to understand the physics. If suppose one person is bowling like this, there is a cramp, there is spasm, what he has to do? He has to reverse his person. That's all. I was suffering from tennis shoulder. So many doctors I approached, physiotherapists I approached. Every day was trying to give me some advice. Only one orthopedic surgeon told me, sir, in tennis, you like this rocket, you have to just outswing your ball, that's all. So he told me that every morning, you just outswing for 30 times in the morning and evening. I tell you, in the evening, I started giving relief, which I was suffering for 6 months. Nobody told me this thing. So you have to reverse the things. For example, you are getting backache because of your kneeling down upside, kneeling in front. You take it backwards, that's all. Try to understand the mechanism, my friend. This is applicable for sports also. You don't need any potentizing agents to push you forwards. No, my friends. You have to understand how to manage stress. Of course, I don't say there is no role of drugs. Yes, there do have roles. But their area is totally different, my friends. We have to keep away, whether it is an Ayurvedic drug, whether it is a homeopathic drug, or an Ayurvedic drug, you keep away from drugs, I will tell you. Don't do any excesses. You don't require panchakarma each, every healthy person doesn't require panchakarma, my friends. You are going fooled. Unless your doshas are inflated, you don't require panchakarma. If there is some problem, yes, panchakarma has a role. But if your doshas are infested, and normally I have not taken panchakarma, I am 70 years old, my friend, I don't have any decision. I have not taken panchakarma, although I am a health person. No, you don't require it. So don't fall for this gimmick, my Ayurvedic friends also, I will tell you. Because people follow you. And that's why use it appropriately. The only word is regarding that. Sama yoga is most important. Don't use ati yoga, ayoga, or a mithya yoga. Regarding Jnana Prabodhani, to come to my last word, Jnana Prabodhani I know since many years. Of course, I have not come in direct contact with Ram Prabodhani, but I know their work very well. Once I traveled to Arunachal, there I found some Jnana Prabodhani students who were there. They were training the Arunachal students for matriculation. I felt very proud of them. So I'm very proud of you, Nan Prabodhini. I visited his Salashupet office so many times. I have visited them. They had developed some testing kit, pathology testing kit. That also I know, and I was very fortunate to see that. So I congratulate Prabodhini for entering this particular area, which is unexplored area, and thank them for giving the opportunity for Ayurveda people. Word of caution to Ayurveda friends, please use it appropriately so that people will come forward and use it, Ayurveda. It's not that because Ayurveda is very old science, 5,000 years. Yes, Prime Minister has given us funds. But we have to use them appropriately. Remember very well. So that the battle will be taken forward. Don't rely, no, now Modi ji is there, that's why we are not bothered at all. No. She has given you a chance. Utilize that chance appropriately, my friends. And the present scenario, I will not speak about that anyway. But the word of caution, the wise will know what I wanted to say. So thank you very much for giving me an opportunity. Devadekar sir, I know that I was a little bit late, but it was not my fault. I was not knowing the place. That's why I came late. So sorry for being late here also. Thank you very much for giving me this. Thanks.
थँक्यू सो मच. एक वाक्य मराठीत. सरांनी आपल्या डोळ्यामध्ये अंजन घातलेलं आहे. आमचे एक बालरोग तज्ज्ञ म्हणतात प्रोटीनचं प्रिस्क्रिप्शन लिहिल्याने प्रिस्क्रिप्शनचं वजन वाढतं, बाळाचं नाही. आणि तेच सरांनी फार छान पद्धतीने समजून सांगितलं. आणि आयुर्वेदाच्या लोकांनी काय करणं गरजेचं आहे त्याच्याबद्दल एक 2 ओळ्या सांगतो. चिंध्या पांघरून सोनं विकाया बसलो, गिराईक कसं ते फिरकेना. मग काय केलं, सोनं पांघरलं, चिंध्या विकाया बसलो, गिराईक पेलवता पेलवेना. प्रेझेंटेशनचा जमाना आहे. वी हॅव टू प्रेझेंट आवर सेल्फ वंडरफुली. आय इन्व्हाइट प्रतिभा. थँक्यू.
Anybody can make history, only great men can write it, said Oscar Wilde. We are here to write the history as this conference is a unique one and we can be a catalyst to revolutionize this topic. And therefore, I again reiterate that such positive events definitely has to make its place on the first page, definitely. No duty is more urgent than returning the thanks. I now call upon our Secretary of Jnana Prabodhini, Shriyut Subhash Rao Deshpande, to give his concluding vote and vote of thanks. Thank you.
Well, dignitaries on the dais and all the delegates who are present here for this conference on sports Ayurveda. It has been a wonderful beginning today of the 2 days conference and many promises that it has laid down within the 2 days to come. In our tradition or in the Veda that were mentioned, Indians have always said that Jivet Sharadashatam, and that fulfilling life for 100 years with good health, that is expected, and that can come only with an integration of sports and the medical thought. So the long life that we are cherishing for, that would always come through swasthya, that is advocated by Ayurveda, and a healthy mind that is cultured and nurtured through the sports discipline. So it is very appropriate that we are bringing these two disciplines together and evolve a new way of life, that all these two branches operating separately in the society, they should work together for a better human life. As we all know that nasti moolam anaushadham, so Ayurveda has to offer so many things, and there has been more pride than knowledge that we have to improve upon and increase the level of knowledge in the society, the day-to-day use of Ayurveda in our life. Yoga has been internationalized. Some of the sports, they have been internationalized. Now say Kabaddi, Kho-Kho and Malkham, they are coming forward. And these Indian sports also, they are gaining grounds and gaining popularity in the world. Well, we are not averse to foreign sports also. Jnana Prabodhini started a tradition in sports that we should have a combination of Indian sports and foreign sports. So whatever type of skill that we are aiming at or striving to achieve higher and higher competence, we say that, well, highest competence in sport we have to achieve because that really cultivates our own ambition and the standard of life. And we are very proud that we are having Rahiji today on the dais, who has laid an example, an illustration of highest achievement in a sport that we have to emulate now, taking it further. So in sports, when we say that Kridakul in Jnana Prabodhini aims at achieving highest competence in sports and participate in the competitive sports at the international level, as we have really won many medals that are displayed downstairs here through the Kridakul at the national level, of course the state level. Now we have to take a jump higher at the international level, and I'm sure we will do it if we work together. So that is on one part. And what is the other side of the coin? That is Ayurveda, which has so many things to offer in the field of these competitive sports. We have been practicing Ayurvedic practices in the Kridakul for a number of years, and that is how our Kridakul in charge, Shri Manojji Devlekar, he thought of convening this conference to really spread the message that we should work together for this combination of sports and Ayurveda. I am very glad that eminent people have graced this occasion of inaugurating this ceremony. I was really very amazed and delighted to listen to Dr. Savrikar, who came out with utmost confidence and conviction that how Ayurveda needs to be practiced, how malpractices need to be removed, and the essence of our health is to be brought forward to take us to more and more heights in sports. I'm also very glad that our public leaders, Shri Baraneji and Shri Amar Sabaleji, who have graced this occasion of inauguration of this sports conference, I am very thankful to them, both of them, to have graced this occasion. Our co-hosts from Maharashtra Mandal's Chandrasekhar Agashe College, those dignitaries are here on the dais. And of course, the Vice Chancellor of the Savitribai Phule Pune University, Shri Sanjeevji Sonavane, is very much here, who has shared his thoughts with us. And I'm sure with the presence of all these dignitaries, the conference will be a very grand success. Let it have more depths without having one-sided views and unnecessary, I may say, insistence on one's own viewpoint, but let us listen to others, what others have to share. So give and take of thoughts, concepts, viewpoints, that will be the real success of this conference. So I thank you once again to have come for this conference. Say outstation delegates, I welcome them to Jnana Prabodhini, the Nigadi Center as a whole. Please take out time to understand various other activities of this center also, and the concepts and the efforts behind Jnana Prabodhini that our founders had laid down about, say, 60 years ago. And your guidance and your opinions in this conference will be very useful. So I welcome all and wish this conference a very grand success. With these words, I end my speech. Thank you so much.
We are towards the end. Rather, we have finished with the inaugural function. I request everyone to be seated as we will soon start with our second session of lecture on Ayurveda and sports by Vaidya Vinay Velankar. I would request that you please give us 5 minutes to make some arrangements. Thank you once again. I request again all to be seated at their places as we are going to have a nice treat for us.
खूप छान वाटलं नाही आहे आम्ही पण सोबतच होतो हे सरांची पण पिशवी हो नक्की हे तू थांब सरांची दोघांची यांची पण साबळे सरांची बघा पुस्तक जाऊ दे त्याच्यात पुस्तक प्रत्येक इथलं काय करायचं सर हां ते
Hello, check. Hello.
Hello, check. Hello, hello,
Hello.
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 Daily Krida Dal session. Prabhupada students love sports since we host various inter-school events. However, in multiple JPNV brainstorming meetings, it has been clearly noticed and emphasized that if we want to mold sports people to leave their marks on the highest peak, we must make additional efforts and take into consideration our students' physical ability. In 1998, we initiated the Sports School to nurture athletes. Sports people must be shaped through ground practice, training, mental and physical health, injuries, and nourishment. Training technology and assistance from experienced athletes help specialized athletes to perform best. Kridakul created 4 categories based on above factors. Sports psychology. Sports need both physical and mental strength. To maximize their performance, we control their cognition. Competing may cause emotional stress and depression, especially if results are poor. Sports psychologists help potential athletes train their minds to overcome these challenges. Meditation helps.
बोलवून घेऊ डायरेक्टरच्या 5 लोकांनी घेतलेला
Hello, hello, check.
एकदम आता ह्या सगळ्यांना बोलू
Hello, check. Hello. Hello.
Hello, 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 check. Hello, 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 hello.
Hello, check. Hello.
मित्रांनो, आपण आपल्या दुसऱ्या सत्राला सुरुवात करत आहोत. दुसरे सत्र आपले आयुर्वेदा अँड स्पोर्ट्स बाय वैद्य विनय वेलणकर असे असणार आहे. आय रिक्वेस्ट एव्हरीवन टू प्लीज मेंटेन सायलन्स. श्रीयुत आर देशपांडे, वैद्य आर देशपांडे जर आले असतील तर कृपया बॅकस्टेजपाशी यावं. वैद्य आर देशपांडे.
तू बाहेर एकाने उभं राहायला पाहिजे म्हणजे मग ते दोन्ही कोऑर्डिनेट होईल. महेश गेले नाही आहे. मग त्रिलोक दोपेश्वर.
वैद्य त्रिलोक धोपेश्वरकरजी, आपण व्यासपीठावर यावं. पुन्हा एकदा मी सगळ्यांना विनंती करते की आपण सगळ्यांनी स्थानापन्न व्हावं. आय अगेन रिक्वेस्ट एव्हरीवन टू प्लीज ऑक्युपाय द चेअर्स. दॅट वुड बी मोर ग्रेसफुल. We will start with this session again with 3 omkars. Please note, we will be starting all our sessions with omkars. First omkar I will say, and then rest for 2 you join. Hari Om. Hari
Good morning, friends. Now we are going to start our conference for which we all are present here eagerly. National Conference on Sports Ayurveda. It was initiated with the thought process of Manoj Devlekar sir. He is related to sports, so it was Sports Ayurveda, and now the session is Ayurveda and sports, because Vaidya Velankar sir is related to Ayurveda first, and that's why probably the name of the session is Ayurveda and sports. Basically, 2 things are required for may it be sports or may it be Ayurveda purpose. One is maintaining the fitness of the sports person, and second, dealing with the injuries, and that is what is the basic hetu of Ayurveda. Swasthasya swastha rakshanam and aturasya vyadhi parimokshaha. Well, friends, we have seen that there is no direct mention of sports Ayurveda or Krida Ayurveda. So I would just like to give drishtanta of If we see 100 rupee note, whether 10 rupee note is seen in that note or mentioned in that note, no, but it has that 10 rupees within that 100 rupee. And so is the Ayurveda. That 10 rupee note of sports medicine is there in Ayurveda. Only thing, it has to get decoded, and that job of decoding will be done today by our eminent speaker, Vaidya Vinay Velankarji. I would like to invite Vaidya Sangeeta Ranade to introduce. Vaidya Sangeeta Ranade is member of Ayurveda Vyaspit, Pimpri Chinchwad branch. Thank you.
क्रीड़ा आयुर्वेद 2023 राष्ट्रीय परिसंवाद में मैं वैद्य संगीता रानड़े आप सबका मनपूर्वक स्वागत करती हूँ। प्रथम सत्र के प्रथम वक्ता माननीय वैद्य विनय वेलणकर सर जी का परिचय। आयुर्वेद व्यासपीठ का उल्लेख हो तो कुछ नाम जैसे समीकरण जैसे सामने आते हैं, उसमें से सबसे अग्रस्थान पे नाम है वैद्य वेलणकर सर इनका। हम सब लोग इन्हें आदर से अपना चार्जिंग स्टेशन कहते हैं। ये हमारा एक ऐसा पावरफुल पावर बैंक है, ऐसी बैटरी है जो वहाँ दूर डोंबिवली में रहकर भी क्षमता रखते हैं कि संपूर्ण महाराष्ट्र को सदा सर्वदा आयुर्वेद का चार्जिंग देते रहे। आज उपस्थित आयुर्वेद संबंधित लोगों के लिए इनका सिर्फ नाम ही काफ़ी है, लेकिन अन्य जन जो शायद इन्हें पहली बार सुनेंगे उनके लिए इनका 40 साल का प्रेरणादायी आयुर्वेद का प्रवास जानना अत्यावश्यक है। ये एक ऐसा विद्यापीठ है जैसे न जाने कितने विद्यार्थी वैद्य न केवल शास्त्र का ज्ञान पाए हैं, बल्कि हर एक को व्यक्तिमत्व विकास का प्रशिक्षण इनसे मिला है। एक शिक्षक, मार्गदर्शक, नेता, मित्र और हमारे लिए तो ज़्यादातर पालक बनकर ये हर एक को साथ लेकर चलते हैं। सदैव प्रयत्नशील रहते हैं कि इनके संपर्क में आया हुआ हर एक व्यक्ति आयुर्वेद जी सके। इसके लिए कई सामाजिक शैक्षणिक संस्थाओं में 700 से ज़्यादा प्रत्यक्ष व्याख्यान, दूरदर्शन, आकाशवाणी माध्यमों से व्याख्यान, उनके अनेक लेख पुस्तकों का संपादन उन्होंने किया है। 5 साल तक मुंबई विद्यापीठ सीनेट के ये सदस्य रहे हैं। 7 साल तक वनवासी कल्याण आश्रम ठाणे जिला के सचिव रहे हैं। 5 साल तक आयुर्वेद व्यासपीठ के कार्याध्यक्ष रहे हैं और 2018 से क्रीड़ा भारती कोकण प्रांत अध्यक्ष पद इन्होंने संभाला है। नासिक में 25 साल से 1-2 नहीं 25 साल से नियोजित दिन, एक नियोजित समय, एक नियोजित जगह डोंबिवली से उठकर रुग्ण चिकित्सा के लिए जाना, सातत्यपूर्वक 25 साल जाना इनकी कमिटमेंट का उदाहरण है। कितना भी व्यस्त दिनक्रम हो, वो खुद सुबह 5 बजे उठकर आयुर्वेदिक दिनचर्या खुद पालन करते हैं और फिर दूसरों को आग्रह करते हैं कि वो पालन करने चाहिए। ये इनके शिस्तबद्धता का उदाहरण है। नए विद्यार्थी वैद्यों का संपर्क कर उनके हर विद्यार्थी के जन्मदिन पर सर उन्हें शुभकामनाएं देने के लिए फ़ोन करते हैं। ये इनके मैत्रीपूर्ण स्वभाव का उदाहरण है। सबसे महत्वपूर्ण उल्लेख करना चाहूँगी, अभी मोदी जी का उल्लेख हुआ, देवेंद्र जी फडणवीस माननीय पंतप्रधान मोदी जी के साथ वीडियो कॉन्फ्रेंसिंग द्वारा आयुर्वेदिक ट्रीटमेंट ऑफ कोरोना, आयुर्वेदिक ट्रीटमेंट का जो प्रोटोकॉल है, ये सादरीकरण उनका प्रेजेंटेशन सर ने दिया है। ये इनके उच्चतम आत्मविश्वास और आयुर्वेद प्रति विश्वास और श्रद्धा का उदाहरण है। इतने कार्यशील व्यक्ति को समाज अनेक मान्यवर पुरस्कारों से सम्मानित करता है। पुरस्कारों की सूची बड़ी लंबी है, उसमें से थोड़े से पढ़ूंगी। पंचकर्म चिकित्सक पुरस्कार, समाज शिक्षक पुरस्कार, व्यवसाय गुणवत्ता पुरस्कार, राष्ट्रीय आयुर्वेद गुरु पुरस्कार, वैद्य रत्न पुरस्कार। एक सबसे महत्वपूर्ण उल्लेख आखिरी में करूंगी, अभी 7 फरवरी 2023 को इन्हें राष्ट्रीय शिक्षण मंडल पुणे जीवन गौरव पुरस्कार से सम्मानित किया गया। पद्म विभूषण डॉक्टर रघुनाथ जी माशेलकर के हस्ते ये जीवन गौरव पुरस्कार मिला है। सर ने इनकी इस पुरस्कार की शोभा और बढ़ा दी। यह उल्लेख करना ज़रूरी है कि इसकी जो भी राशि आई थी, 51,000 की जो राशि थी, उसमें सर ने खुद की एक राशि डालकर पूरा का पूरा ये जो अमाउंट है, रकम है, वो एक संवेदना नाम की जो संस्था है लातूर में स्थित, जो सेरेब्रल पाल्सी के बच्चों के लिए काम करते हैं, उन्हें अर्पण कर दी है। अतिशय अत्यंत संवेदनाशील और निस्वार्थी वृत्ति का ये उदाहरण है। जोरदार तालियों से सर का एक बार अभिवादन करते हैं। मैं विनंती करती हूँ सर से, आपने व्याख्यान के आरंभ करें।
जी I now request Vaidya Velankar ji to take the charge of this session. Thank you.
तो लागले नाही लाईट गेले तुम्हाला स्लाइड्स ना हां तो आता जरा लाईटमुळे गडबड झाली पहिले नमस्कार। थोड़ी सी जानकारी लेना चाहता हूँ। सभागृह में उपस्थित क्रीड़ा क्षेत्र से संबंधित जितने कार्यकर्ता या व्यक्ति उपस्थित है, जरा कृपया हाथ ऊपर करेंगे। ठीक है। यहाँ आयुर्वेद ग्रेजुएट्स और आयुर्वेद स्टूडेंट्स है, ऐसे कितने लोग हैं जरा? ठीक है। जिन्हें मराठी भाषा नहीं समझती है, ऐसे कितने लोग सभागृह में उपस्थित है? कोई नहीं। बन ठीक है, म्हणजे मला मराठीत बोलता येईल। सर्वप्रथम ज्ञान प्रबोधिनीला हार्दिक धन्यवाद। एका वेगळ्या विषयावरती हा एक परिसंवाद आयोजित केलेला आहे, स्पोर्ट्स आयुर्वेदा। मगाशी सावरीकर सर आणि अन्य लोकांनी सांगितल्याप्रमाणे आयुर्वेद हे सगळ्या क्षेत्राला म्हणजे आपल्या जीवनाला व्याप्त केलेलं शास्त्र आहे, त्यातला एक हा भाग आहे। बोलिए। ठीक है, आई कैन, हाँ ओके, अंडरस्टैंड। आयुर्वेद एक ऐसा शास्त्र है कि जो पूरे जीवन की व्याप्ति है, और उसमें से स्पोर्ट्स आयुर्वेद ऐसा विषय आज आपके सामने और कल के दिन में रखना संयोजकों ने तय किया है। इस विषय की व्याप्ति क्या है वो आपके सामने रखने का मैं प्रयास करने वाला हूँ। क्रीड़ा और आयुर्वेद ऐसे आज तक कोई कॉन्फ्रेंस हुई है ऐसी मेरी जानकारी नहीं है। मैं 40 साल से इस क्षेत्र में कार्यरत हूँ। वर्ल्ड आयुर्वेद कांग्रेस पूना में हुई थी 2 बार, तभी उसमें कुछ स्पोर्ट्स मेडिसिन के ऊपर कुछ पेपर प्रेजेंट हुए हैं, लेकिन वो रिलेटेड विथ ओनली मेडिसिन्स। लेकिन ये सर्वांगीण विचार, इस दृष्टि से ऐसी कॉन्फ्रेंस आज तक नहीं हुई है, और ये अभी समय की आवश्यकता है, और इस विषय को आज ज्ञान प्रबोधिनी ने उठाया है, तो मैं उसे एक हार्दिक धन्यवाद देता हूँ। नेक्स्ट, सबसे पहला भाग है क्रीड़ा। यह अपने जीवन का एक अविभाज्य घटक है, अविभाज्य भाग है। लेकिन क्रीड़ा का हेतु क्या है? खेल किस लिए खेले जाते हैं, किस लिए खेलना चाहिए, तो उसके अलग अलग पहलू हैं। सबसे महत्व का पहलू है वो स्वास्थ्य। अपना स्वास्थ्य अच्छा रहने के लिए क्रीड़ा की आवश्यकता है। मैं बोलूँ तो किसी को बुरा नहीं लगेगा। हमारे बचपन में अभी खेलना कम करो इसलिए पालक हमें मार देते थे। आजकल बालकों को खेलने के लिए मारना पड़ता है कि जाओ मैदान में खेलो। इतना परिवर्तन आया है। तो स्वास्थ्य अच्छा रहने के लिए खेल की आवश्यकता है। ये स्वास्थ्य अलग अलग प्रकार का है। उसमें शारीरिक स्वास्थ्य है, मानसिक है, कौटुंबिक है और राष्ट्रीय भी है। इसमें एक राष्ट्र विचार भी है। व्यक्तिगत चारित्र्य, व्यक्तिगत स्वास्थ्य ठीक रहने से अपना आयु अच्छी तरह से हम व्यतीत कर सकते हैं। मानसिक स्वास्थ्य, आपको ज्ञात होगा कुछ साल पहले स्कूल बच्चों में आत्महत्या, सुसाइड का करने का काफ़ी बड़ा प्रमाण बढ़ गया था। तो उस समय हमारे यहाँ एक किताब प्रकाशित हुई थी,
उसमें एक मेरा आर्टिकल पब्लिश हुआ था, खेळांचे मानसशास्त्र, खेल से मानसशास्त्र कैसे डेवलप होता है, मानसिक स्थिति, ऐसा एक आर्टिकल हुआ था। उसमें ये कुछ चीज़ों का मैंने उल्लेख किया था कि स्वास्थ्य शारीरिक, मानसिक, कौटुंबिक स्वास्थ्य में खिलाड़ू वृत्ति हम कहते हैं, आजकल देखने के लिए मिलती है न्यूज़ कभी कभी। 10वीं की लड़की है, 10वीं का लड़का है और माँ ने मोबाइल खेलने से नकार दिया, उन्होंने आत्महत्या कर दिया। 10वीं का लड़का 15 साल का, 14 साल का, उसकी ये मानसिकता कैसी होती है? लैक ऑफ क्रीड़ा, लैक ऑफ स्पोर्ट्स, इसकी वजह से होते हैं। तो स्वास्थ्य हेतु क्रीड़ा होना चाहिए। आजकल खाली मेडल मिलाने के लिए खेल खेलते हैं, तो ये गलत बात है। तो मेडल मिले न मिले उसके पीछे नहीं लगना है। जैसे राहुल द्रविड़ कहता है, स्ट्रेट बैट से खेलो रन अपने आप निकलते हैं। तो पहले खेलो, बाद में मेडल मिलने वाला है। तो क्रीड़ा ये स्वास्थ्य, इसका एक प्रमुख हेतु है। चापल्य ये दूसरा हेतु है, अपनी एक्टिविटी अच्छी तरह से होनी चाहिए। तीसरी स्टैमिना, क्षमता बढ़नी चाहिए। हम देखते हैं, मेरे पास एक, मैं वैद्य होने के नाते कुछ उदाहरण हो गए, वो शायद रुग्ण और वैद्यों के संबंध में ही हो गए। मेरे पास एक आदमी आया था, उसकी शिकायत थी, वो मेरे बीबी के हाथ दर्द हो रहे हैं। मैंने पूछा क्या किया, तो उन्होंने बताया कि आज उन्होंने बाथरूम सफ़ा किया है। तो मैंने पूछा बाथरूम कितने 1000 स्क्वायर फुट का था? मुंबई में हमारे यहाँ 6x5, 6x4 का बाथरूम रहता है और वो घिसने के बाद हाथ दर्द होता है। तो अपना स्टैमिना, अपनी क्षमता क्या है, सोचने की आवश्यकता है। क्रीड़ा से ये प्राप्त होता है। व्याधि प्रतिकारक क्षमत्व, जिसे आजकल रेजिस्टेंट कैपेसिटी वगैरह बड़े बड़े शब्द इस्तेमाल किए थे, तो ये व्याधि प्रतिकारक क्षमत्व क्रीड़ा से प्राप्त होता है। यानी काफ़ी लोग, मैं डिस्पेंसरी में बैठता हूँ, आज यहाँ दर्द कर रहा है, वहाँ कल पीठ में है, कल कंधे में है, ऐसे दर्द चालू ही रहता है। आज ये नहीं, वो नहीं है, क्योंकि फिजिकल एक्टिविटी नहीं है। इसलिए व्याधि प्रतिकारक क्षमत्व कैसे होगा? कोरोना का 2 साल का हमने अनुभव किया है कि सब व्यवहार बंद थे, लेकिन उसका उपयोग अच्छी तरह से करने के बजाय हमने क्या देखा? आदमी 8 बजे उठ रहा है, 9 बजे उठ रहा है, 10 बजे उठ रहा है। तो कोरोना में मोदी जी ने बताया, या वर्ल्ड आयुर्वेद कांग्रेस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन बताया था 10 बजे उठो। तो ये स्वास्थ्य कमाने के लिए अच्छा समय था, लेकिन हमने वो गंवाया। तो ये व्याधि प्रतिकार क्षमत्व क्रीड़ा के माध्यम से उत्पन्न होता है। विजिगीषु वृत्ति, यानी जिंदगी में कुछ पाना है तो ऐसी एक मानसिकता होनी चाहिए। हम हर बार कहते हैं कि जावेद मियांदाद ने लास्ट बॉल में 6 मारकर वो मैच जिताया। आज अपनी टीम ऐसी स्थिति में है। ये विजिगीषु वृत्ति है, वो क्रीड़ा की देन है। तो इसलिए क्रीड़ा यानी खेल का अपने जीवन में एक आवश्यक अंग रहता है। आक्रामक वृत्ति वो भी होनी चाहिए। किसी भी संकट में, किसी में समस्या पार करनी है तो एक उसे डैशिंग इफेक्ट रखता है। तो आक्रामक वृत्ति एक क्रीड़ा से प्राप्त होती है। और सभी प्रकार के संकटों के ऊपर मात करना है तो क्रीड़ा के माध्यम से होता है। और बारीक बारीक उसमें रहते हैं, वो कैसे प्राप्त होता है ये आपके समझ में नहीं आएगा। जैसे कबड्डी, हम हमारे सामने हमारी बहन बैठी है, कबड्डी की अच्छी नेशनल प्लेयर, आखिर का खिलाड़ी रहता है, सर्विस रहती है, वो आखिर वाला जो कहता है कि अभी मैं बाद हो जाऊं तो पूरा संघ अपने मार्ग चले जाएंगे, तो वो ऐसे सोचता है करो या मरो, अभी उसकी पकड़ करनी है। तो वो डाय लगाता है, पकड़ करता है और वो उसके माध्यम से फिर एक खिलाड़ी जीता होता है, बाद में दूसरा करता है। ये जो आक्रामक वृत्ति है, संकट के ऊपर मात करने की वृत्ति क्रीड़ा से प्राप्त होती है। कैसी होती है आपने मालूम नहीं है, लेकिन ये खो खो देखो, बैडमिंटन है, सभी प्रकार के खेल के माध्यम से ये होता है। तो ये क्रीड़ा में 2 प्रकार हैं, एक भारतीय और पाश्चात्य। वैसे अभी उसमें काफ़ी अंतर कम हुआ है, लेकिन उसकी कुछ विशेषता भी है, इसलिए मैंने उसका वर्गीकरण किया है। तो भारतीय और पाश्चात्य में क्या फ़र्क है? तो भारतीय में कुश्ती, मलखाम, मैदानी खेल है, कबड्डी, खो खो, आट्यापाट्या, तलवार, दानपट्टा, लाठी, बोथाटी, लेजिम से लेके काफ़ी, आपको मालूम है, जिसे आजकल स्कीपिंग, मैं कहता हूँ मराठी में स्कीपिंग, हिंदी में दोरीच्या उड्या, तो ये भी ओलंपिक में गया है। बचपन में आपने किया होगा, हम जब व्यायामशाला में जाते थे तो दंड बैठक लगाने के बाद वो दूरी की उड़ी जिसे स्कीपिंग कहते हैं वो अनिवार्य थे, 500 1000, क्योंकि स्टैमिना बिल्टअप करना है तो स्कीपिंग इज़ मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट। तो ऐसे अपने ये जो भारतीय क्रीड़ा प्रकार है उसकी एक अलग विशेषता है। साइकिलिंग, स्विमिंग ये तो है ही उसमें। पाश्चात्य में क्या आता है तो क्रिकेट है, फुटबॉल है, बैडमिंटन, जिम्नास्टिक, ऐसे हॉकी, बेसबॉल, अलग अलग। आखिर क्रीड़ा कौन सी भी हो उसमें ये जो मैंने पहले बताया ये तो गुण प्राप्त होते ही हैं, वो कैसे खेलना है उसका भी एक शास्त्र है, उसका हमें विचार करना आवश्यक है। आयुर्वेद की दृष्टि से इसके ऊपर ध्यान देना है, इसके ऊपर सोचना है तो हम क्या कह सकते हैं। आयुर्वेद एक ऐसा शास्त्र है कि व्यक्ति सामने उपस्थित होने के बाद उसका आधा डायग्नोसिस हम करते हैं। आयुर्वेद में एक प्रकृति विचार है और आयुर्वेद में सार विचार है। प्रकृति यानी आपके यहाँ जो अन्य वैद्य न होने वाले जो उपस्थित है क्रीड़ा क्षेत्र से, आपको ज्ञात होगा वात, पित्त और कफ, ऐसे 3 शब्द आपको मालूम हुए हैं। हम कहते हैं इसकी वात प्रकृति है, इसकी पित्त प्रकृति है, इसकी कफ प्रकृति है। ऐसे ही सार है, शरीर में 7 धातु रहते हैं, उसके अनुसार उसका कोई देखेंगे किसी को बादाम का कुछ भी खिलाओ लेकिन वो ऐसा ही सिंगल फसरी रहेगा, और कोई खाता कम है लेकिन अच्छा फेरेक्स बेबी जैसा दिखता है। तो ये सार परीक्षा के ऊपर शरीर का कौन सा धातु उसका ज़्यादा विकसित है इसके ऊपर वो डिपेंड रहता है। आयुर्वेदीय वैद्य हो और उसमें क्रीड़ा शास्त्र का सोच करनी है तो हम कौन सा क्रीड़ा प्रकार किस प्रकृति के व्यक्ति को देना है हम तय कर सकते हैं। जैसे मैं कहता हूँ वात प्रकृति की व्यक्ति है, उसकी विशेषता क्या रहती है, वो चंचल रहता है, एक जगह कभी ठीक तरह से बैठेगा नहीं, और आप उसे बताएंगे कि आप गाना सीखो तो ये नामुमकिन है, वो बैठने वाला ही नहीं। 3 घंटा 2 घंटा 4 घंटा बैठेंगे कैसा। वात प्रकृति का दूसरा विशेषण ऐसे बताया, उसका स्वर कर्कश रहेगा, कितना भी आप उसको ज्येष्ठमत खिलाओ कुछ भी खिलाओ उसका स्वर जो है वो फटने वाला है। तो ये वात प्रकृति की व्यक्ति है तो उसको कौन सा आपको खेल देना है, कौन सा उसको इंस्ट्रूमेंट देना है ये तय करना पड़ता है। ये क्रीड़ा क्षेत्र के में हम कर सकते हैं कि जैसे एथलीट हैं, दौड़ना है, जिम्नास्टिक है, तो उसमें वात प्रकृति की व्यक्ति अच्छे परफॉर्मेंस कर सकती हैं। जैसे मुष्टि युद्ध है, बॉक्सिंग जैसे है, और ऐसे कुछ वेट लिफ्टिंग है तो उसमें कफ प्रकृति की व्यक्ति है जिसका स्थायी गुण, उसका जो वर्णन आया है उसका सहत्व, व्याधि प्रतिकार सहत्व जो है वो अच्छा रहता है, उसका नेचुरल बिल्टअप जो है वो अच्छा रहता है। तो बॉडी बिल्डिंग में जिसको करियर करना है वो कफ प्रकृति की व्यक्ति है, ये वैद्य होगा तो ये आइडेंटिफाई करके दे सकता है। जैसे कुछ बैठे खेल हैं, चेस है या और कुछ ऐसे, तो उसमें कफ प्रकृति की व्यक्ति हो तो वो काम कर सकते हैं क्योंकि उसका स्थिर ये स्वभाव है, स्थिर ये गुण है उसका, इसलिए वो एक जगह बैठेगा 2 घंटा 3 घंटा 4 घंटा। तो ऐसे प्रकृति का विचार उसमें करना आवश्यक है। इसके बाद सार विचार जो मैंने बताया आयुर्वेद की विशेषता है। तो एथलीट, और ये मेरी सोच है, इसमें शायद कुछ बहस हो सकती है, किसी का इस बारे में एक अलग मत हो सकता है, लेकिन ऐसी सोच अपने सामने रहनी चाहिए, ऐसा मेरा एक कहना है। जिम्नास्ट या एथलीट है ये अस्थिसार व्यक्ति होगी तो उसके लिए अच्छा रहेगा। मुष्टि युद्ध मैंने बताया मांसासार, बुद्धिबल के लिए रस रक्त सार, मलखाम जैसे है वो अस्थि मज्जा सार व्यक्ति होगी तो मलखाम जैसे, क्योंकि उसमें लचीलापन काफ़ी आवश्यक रहता है तो ये आदमी ऐसे कर सकता है। बाद में इसमें जाति विचार भी आवश्यक है। जैसे आप देखेंगे हमारे यहाँ महाराष्ट्र में वनवासी इलाका जो है उसमें भिल्ल, कातकरी ऐसे एक विशिष्ट समाज है कि उसकी नेचुरल रेजिस्टेंस कैपेसिटी, स्टैमिना अच्छा है और वो बिल्कुल थिन पर्सनालिटी है। वो दौड़ते हैं तो 10 किलोमीटर 12 किलोमीटर इजीली दौड़ते हैं। तो ऐसे कम्युनिटी के लोग हम इस क्रीड़ा क्षेत्र के लिए चुन लेंगे तो ज़्यादा अच्छा हो सकता है। आप नॉर्थ ईस्ट में जाइए तो वहाँ का जो बिल्टअप है वो नेचुरली बिल्कुल अच्छा भले ही हाइट में कम है लेकिन उनकी मसल की क्षमता, उनका स्टैमिना, क्योंकि पहाड़ी इलाका है, कहीं भी जाना है तो चढ़ना और उतरना ये अनिवार्य है। तो इसलिए वेटलिफ्टिंग जैसा, बॉक्सिंग जैसा जो क्रीड़ा प्रकार है उसमें उसका विचार होना चाहिए। तो आयुर्वेद की थॉट, आयुर्वेद का विचार मन में है तो ऐसे प्रकार का हम कर सकते हैं। आज आपको ध्यान में आया होगा 2014 के साल बाद जो क्रीड़ा क्षेत्र में हमने जो गति प्राप्त की है, क्योंकि मोदी जी के मन में ये सोच है, क्योंकि वो आयुर्वेद की सोच है और उस दृष्टि से वो कर रहे हैं। इसलिए पैरा ओलंपिक में भी हमने कितने मेडल्स इस बार कमाए हैं। तो ये सोच डेवलप हम करेंगे तो उसका एक अच्छा परिणाम होगा। ये क्रीड़ा में गति प्राप्त करनी है, उसमें मेडल प्राप्त करना है तो बल संवर्धन करना चाहिए। तो बल संवर्धन करना है तो उसमें अलग अलग प्रकार के व्यायाम है। उसमें सूर्य नमस्कार है, दौड़ना है, मैंने स्कीपिंग बताया, योगासन, स्विमिंग है। तो ये व्यायाम जो विषय है उसमें भी भारतीय विचार और पाश्चात्य विचार ये दो थोड़े भिन्न हैं। भारतीय विचार क्या है कि पहले शरीर कमाओ, बाद में डेवलप करो, यानी पहले स्टैमिना, शरीर का बल प्राप्त करो। जैसे कि आपने यहाँ मालूम होगा कि पहले सभी अपने महाराष्ट्र में या पूरे हिंदुस्तान में तालीम चलते थे और तालीम में सभी लोग जो रहते हैं उसमें दंड बैठक और ये बाकी सब कुश्ती खेलना और ये अनिवार्य था। इंस्ट्रूमेंटल व्यायाम उस समय ज़्यादा नहीं था। और इंस्ट्रूमेंटल क्या, तो जिसे करेला कहते हैं, जिसे मलखाम कहते हैं, ऐसे अलग अलग प्रकार के इंस्ट्रूमेंट रहते थे। तो पहले शरीर संपदा संपन्न करो, बाद में उसे आकार देना है। आपको आपके यहाँ जो खिलाड़ी हैं उनको ये मालूम हो सकता है, अपने यहाँ जोर या दंड लगाने के अलग अलग प्रकार हैं, बैठक के अलग अलग प्रकार है। जो मॉडर्न की सोच है, बाइसेप डेवलप करना है, ट्राइसेप करना है, विंग्स, तो उसके लिए अलग अलग प्रकार के पुशअप, अलग प्रकार के दंड, थाइस के मसल डेवलप करने हैं तो अलग अलग प्रकार के बैठक, ये हमने सब पहले किए हैं तालीम में अपने यहाँ, क्योंकि वो भी सोच अपने यहाँ थी। लेकिन पहले शरीर का बल संवर्धन करो, बाद में उसको आकार देना है। आज क्या हो रहा है, पाश्चात्य जो थॉट है उसमें लड़का जाता है जिम्नास्टिक में, जिम में 4,000 रुपये महीने का, साल का रेंट देता है। वो जाने के बाद वो बैठक लगाता ही नहीं है। तो शुरू में वो बेंच प्रेस, पुली और जो भी इंस्ट्रूमेंटल है तो सब सलमान खान होते हैं, लेकिन उसके बैड इफेक्ट शरीर में है। तो ये एक सोच जो है इंस्ट्रूमेंटल व्यायाम और अपना भारतीय व्यायाम, ये भी हमें ध्यान में रखना आवश्यक है। तो पहले शरीर का बल संवर्धन करो और बाद में उसे आकार देने का मन में सोच निर्माण करो तो अच्छा रहेगा। और बाद में व्यायाम का काल, ये भी महत्व की बात है। तो मैं परसों डिस्पेंसरी में बैठा था, एक औरत आ गई, 36 साल की उम्र होगी। मैंने पूछा कि कुछ व्यायाम, चलना घूमना कुछ करते हैं? हाँ, हर रोज़ जिम में जाता हूँ। कितने बजे जाती है? दोपहर को 2 बजे। अभी दोपहर का 2 का समय किसके दिमाग में से निकला? तो इसको 2 बजे समय मिलता है, उसका 2 बजे जिम खाली रहता है। लेकिन व्यायाम ये शास्त्र है, कभी करना है, कैसा करना है, कितना करना है और कब, ये शास्त्र है। तो आपको समय है इसलिए 2 बजे आप व्यायाम करेंगे तो ये मुमकिन नहीं है, ये शरीर के लिए घातक है। आपने स्कूल में पढ़ा होगा, भारत ये जो देश है ये उष्ण कटिबंध यानी हॉट टेम्परेचर अपने यहाँ है। आप यूरोप में आप जाएंगे तो -22-23 डिग्री तक टेम्परेचर रहता है। इसलिए अपने यहाँ व्यायाम कब बताया है? प्रातः काल में। इसलिए आयुर्वेद की दिनचर्या क्या कहती है? ब्राह्मे मुहूर्ते उत्तिष्ठे, सूर्योदय के पहले 2-2.5 घंटा उठना चाहिए। कोष्ठ शुद्धि यानी शरीर का शुद्धि होने के बाद व्यायाम करना चाहिए। आज कौन देखता है ये? संडास हुआ है नहीं है, कितने भी पढ़ा लिखा आदमी है पूछता हूँ कि संडास सफाई नहीं, ये मालूम नहीं है। तो संडास के लिए आप ही खुद जा रहे हैं ना, तो मालूम नहीं है। यानी हुआ तो हुआ, नहीं हुआ वो व्यायाम में तो जा रहा है, कभी भी जा रहा है, कौन सा भी व्यायाम कर रहा है। तो ये जो चल रहा है ना, ये सब गलत है। तो अपनी उसमें की जो सोच है भारतीय और पाश्चात्य, इसका विचार हमें करने की आवश्यकता है। भोजन के पश्चात व्यायाम, ये हृदरोग और आमवात का हेतु आयुर्वेद में बताएं। मैं उस दिन डिस्पेंसरी से रात को 9 सवा 9 बजे घर जा रहा था, तो हमारे यहाँ का एक ऑर्थोपेडिक सर्जन मुझे मिला, वो बिल्कुल चल रहा था। मैंने पूछा क्यों, कहाँ जा रहे हैं? वॉक करने को जा रहा हूँ, वॉक। मैंने बताया अभी? हाँ अभी। खाना? अभी खाना खा के निकला हूँ। अभी ये ऑर्थोपेडिक सर्जन है, लेकिन उसको इसकी जानकारी नहीं है कि व्यायाम कब करना है। 40 मिनट कम से कम व्यायाम चलना होना चाहिए, ठीक है। वो कब चलना है, उसके पहले भोजन करना है, नहीं करना है, खाली पेट चलना है, उसका कोई शास्त्र ही नहीं। उसको समय मिल गया, 9:30 बजे कंसल्टिंग बंद कर दिया तो वही चलने की शुरुआत किया, तो ये नहीं होगा। तो अपनी सोच क्या है, अपने यहाँ इस शास्त्र के बारे में क्या बताया है, उसका ज्ञान अवगत करना चाहिए। कौन से उम्र में व्यायाम करना चाहिए? 6 साल के बाद, तब बच्चों का जिसे हम कहते हैं ऑर्गन्स डेवलप होना शुरू होता है। और बाद में, इसलिए अपने यहाँ गुरुकुल पद्धति थी पहले, तो 8वें साल में गुरुकुल में भेजते थे, तो ये सबसे योग्य है। लेकिन अभी की जो सोच और अभी का जो परिवर्तन आ रहा है, उसमें हम 2 साल नीचे आ गए। 6 साल के बच्चों को आप व्यायाम के लिए कर सकते हैं। शुरू में सूर्य नमस्कार, स्विमिंग, दौड़ना, स्कीपिंग, दंड बैठक, यही सिखाओ। बाद में उसे फिर डबल बार, सिंगल बार, बाद में उसे बेंच प्रेस, पुली और जो भी कुछ है इंस्ट्रूमेंटल व्यायाम, उसके लिए करो। लेकिन पहली शुरुआत ऐसी होनी चाहिए। अपने यहाँ गर्मी काफ़ी रहती है, अभी भी यहाँ पूना में तो ठंडी है, हमारे यहाँ मैं डिस्पेंसरी में अभी भी एसी लगा के बैठता हूँ। तो शाम को या रात को व्यायाम करना है, तो ये अपने यहाँ के जो अनुकूल वातावरण है उससे अनुकूल नहीं है। तो अपने यहाँ प्रातः काल में व्यायाम, यही सबसे बड़ी महत्व की बात है, क्योंकि उस समय जो एटमॉस्फेयर रहता है वो प्लेजेंट रहता है, पसीना ज़्यादा नहीं आता है। इसलिए आजकल तो एसी जिम निकले हैं, ये भी शरीर के लिए घातक है। एक जगह से ठंडा वातावरण क्रिएट किया जाता है और कहते हैं कि उसमें आप कसरत करो, तो ये अपनी दृष्टि से वो अलग यानी गलत व्यायाम का प्रकार है, ये ध्यान में रखो। तो प्रातः काल में व्यायाम होना चाहिए, 6 साल के बाद नहीं होना चाहिए। पहले शरीर का स्नायु और बल संवर्धन करो, बाद में उसे आकार देने के लिए उसकी जो भी अलग अलग प्रकार है उसके बारे में सोचना चाहिए। जैसे वो मटके बनाने वाला रहता है ना, वो मिट्टी का गोला बना के वो चक्री रहती है उसके ऊपर डाल देता है और वो चक्कर घुमाता है, और वो अच्छी तरह से होने के बाद उसको उंगली लगा के उसका जो चाहिए वैसे आकार बनाता है। वैसे ही व्यायाम में पहले शरीर बल संपन्न करो और बाद में उसको आकार देना है, ये ध्यान में रखना चाहिए। ये जो व्यायाम का मैंने प्रकार बताया है उसमें अलग अलग प्रकार के हैं, लेकिन अपनी एक भारतीय व्यायाम की एक विशेषता है, उसका नाम है सूर्य नमस्कार। पूरे विश्व में ऐसा व्यायाम प्रकार नहीं है, उसके बारे में काफ़ी समय तक मैं बोल सकता हूँ, लेकिन सबसे 8-9 प्रकार के फायदे उसके हैं। शरीर का लचीलापन जिसमें मेंटेन होता है, ऐसा व्यायाम प्रकार है सूर्य नमस्कार। आदमी सोने के लिए जितनी जगह लगती है उसमें व्यायाम होता है, ऐसा व्यायाम प्रकार है सूर्य नमस्कार। अपना आरोग्य का मूल मंत्र ऐसा है, जिसकी रीढ़ की हड्डी सीधी है उसका स्वास्थ्य ठीक रहता है। सूर्य नमस्कार का वैशिष्ट्य है अपने रीढ़ की हड्डी को आगे और पीछे दोनों को लचीलापन देने वाले उस 10 स्थिति है, इसलिए सूर्य नमस्कार का एक अलग वैशिष्ट्य है। श्वसन संस्थान, अभी सब आपने देखा होगा, कुछ साल पहले कोरोना, स्वाइन फ्लू, बर्ड फ्लू, ऐसे सब जो डिसीज़ आ रहे हैं वो श्वसन संस्था के ऊपर अटैक कर रहे हैं, और उसके लिए दुनिया में किसी के पास मेडिसिन नहीं है। ये श्वसन संस्था अच्छी करने के लिए जो व्यायाम प्रकार उपलब्ध है वो सूर्य नमस्कार है, क्योंकि उसमें पूरक, रेचक और बहिक कुंभक है। आपको मालूम है कुंभक में अंतक कुंभक और बहिक कुंभक, तो ये बहिक कुंभक है। मुंबई में चेंबूर एरिया और गोवंडी ऐसा है कि वो हाईली पोल्यूटेड एरिया है, तो वहाँ योगासन का क्लास चलाया और उसका इफ़ेक्ट क्या होता है, इसलिए उन्होंने एक प्रयोग किया था कि सबको ये अंतक कुंभक और बहिक कुंभक जो है सिखाया, और 10 दिन के बाद सब लोगों को सुबह अच्छा सफ़ेद कलर का रुमाल दिया और नाक सफ़ा करने के लिए बताया। तो नाक में से बिल्कुल जैसे पेट्रोल की गाड़ी से धुआं निकलता है, ऐसे काले नाक में से सब मैला बाहर निकला। ये बहिकुंभक और अंतकुंभक का परिणाम है। यानी शरीर की शुद्धि अंतर्बाह्य करनी है तो सूर्य नमस्कार है। और इसलिए और ये कॉम्प्यूटराइज है, इसके लिए कुछ टेक्निक नहीं बताना पड़ता है, कुछ नहीं। आप डालना शुरू करते हैं तो धीरे धीरे वो पूरक रेचक कुंभक अपने आप आता है। शरीर के हर एक स्नायु को व्यायाम प्रकार मिलता है, स्नायु में ऐसा व्यायाम प्रकार है वो सूर्य नमस्कार है। आपने को धी, ध्रुति और स्मृति ऐसे 3 प्रकार की मानस शक्ति बताई है। धी यानी बुद्धि, स्मृति यानी स्मरण शक्ति। तो ये सब बढ़ाने के लिए उसमें जो पूरक रेचक है उसका उपयोग होता है, इसलिए ये व्यायाम प्रकार है जिससे दिमाग भी अच्छा रहता है। अभी राही सरनोबत थी यहाँ, उन्होंने बताया कि कंसंट्रेशन, ये कंसंट्रेशन क्रीड़ा में आवश्यक रहता है। वो एकाग्र चित्त जो है सूर्य नमस्कार से प्राप्त होता है। पेट की जो हलचल होती है तो ये पेट की हलचल में सभी डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम जो है, अपनी पचन संस्था है, अत्यंत कार्यरत रहती है। उसका जो महत्व है वो सूर्य नमस्कार में अधोरेखित होता है। तो ये सूर्य नमस्कार ऐसा एक अलग प्रकार का व्यायाम है कि जिसे कुछ साधन, कुछ पैसे खर्चे करने की आवश्यकता नहीं। आबाल वृद्ध 6 साल से लड़के के लेके 80-90 साल के वृद्ध युवा आदमी तक सूर्य नमस्कार सकते हैं। स्त्री हो पुरुष हो कोई भी आदमी हो, उसे सूर्य नमस्कार करने में कोई भी दिक्कत नहीं आती है। तो ये जो ऐसे व्यायाम प्रकार हैं, पूना में एक डॉक्टर है यानी पीएचडी है, उसका सूर्य नमस्कार के ऊपर उन्होंने पीएचडी किया है। इस यहाँ आने के पहले मेरे उनसे फ़ोन के ऊपर बातचीत हो गई, तो उन्होंने बताया कि साइकोलॉजिकल स्ट्रेंथ बढ़ाने के लिए और साइकोलॉजिकल डिसीज़ कम करने के लिए सूर्य नमस्कार का अच्छा उपयोग होता है, ऐसा उसका रिसर्च का पेपर है। तो ये अभी सिद्ध हुआ है। अभी की जो कॉन्फ्रेंस है इसमें से आउटकम क्या निकलना है, तो ये आयुर्वेद की जो सोच है, ये आज के आज की जो पद्धति है उसके ऊपर हमें सिद्ध करनी है। तो उसके लिए कुछ प्रयोग करने पड़ेंगे, उसके लिए कुछ स्टडी करना पड़ेगा। उसके लिए जैसे आजकल कंपैरेटिव स्टडी करते हैं, एक गट है 40 लोगों का ऐसा, एक 40 लोगों का ऐसा, तो ऐसे कुछ प्रयोग करने पड़ेंगे और उसके बाद इसकी जो उपयुक्तता है वो अपने को मालूम हो जाएगी। तो ये ऐसे व्यायाम प्रकार में जो अलग अलग प्रकार है उसमें ये है सूर्य नमस्कार का एक अनन्य साधारण उपयोग है। बाद में ऋतु का विचार, अपने यहाँ 6 ऋतु बताए, सबको मालूम है। तो वर्षा, हेमंत और शिशिर ऋतु है, उसमें व्यायाम की मात्रा ज़्यादा होनी चाहिए। और वसंत, ग्रीष्म और शरद जिसमें गर्मी ज़्यादा रहती है तो उसमें व्यायाम कम करना चाहिए। तो ये भी सोच अपनी भारतीय सोच है। और आप ऐसे करते हैं या ज़्यादा करके सब वेकेशन में शिविर ज़्यादा होते हैं, क्योंकि उस समय स्कूल कॉलेज बंद रहते हैं, बच्चों को समय रहता है। तो अपने यहाँ रहते एडवर्टाइज लगती है तळवलकर हेल्थ एकेडमी वेकेशन बैच, तो उनका प्रोफेशन है, लेकिन हमारे हवामान के अनुकूल हमें छुट्टी भी देनी चाहिए। मई महीने में छुट्टी, ये प्रथा कहाँ से प्राप्त हुई? यहाँ इंग्रज लोगों का राज्य था, उनको गर्मी यहाँ सहन नहीं होती थी, इसलिए वो हिल स्टेशन बना के वहाँ जाकर रहते थे, इसलिए मई महीने की छुट्टी। आप यहाँ से लोनावाला जाइए, यहाँ के स्कूल जुलाई में बंद रहते हैं, क्योंकि इतना बारिश रहता है, तो वो बारिश में स्कूल में भी बच्चे नहीं जा सकते। आप महाबलेश्वर में जाइए, वहाँ बरसात के समय में स्कूल बंद रहते हैं। तो अपनी यहाँ की हवा, अपनी यहाँ का ऋतु, उसके अनुसार उसका प्रमाण और प्रकार और ये तय होना चाहिए, और ये भी प्रकृति सार के अनुसार होना चाहिए। ये सब करने के लिए ये जो बलवर्धन करना है, व्यायाम तो हमने किया है, उसके अलावा आयुर्वेद में जो कुछ बताया है उसका भी पालन करना पड़ेगा। तो उसमें एक है जिसे हम आयुर्वेद में अभ्यंग कहते हैं, आजकल का जो ट्रेंड चल रहा है उसे मसाज कहते हैं। अभी उसमें भी खाली अलग अलग और दुष्ट प्रवृत्ति उसमें प्रविष्ट हुई है, लेकिन आयुर्वेद का अभ्यंग जो बताया है उसका क्या परिणाम होता है? अभ्यंगम आचरित नित्यम स जराश्रम वातः, ऐसे हमें बताया है कि जरा मीन्स वृद्धावस्था अभ्यंग करने से जल्दी प्राप्त नहीं होती है। श्रम यानी काम करने के बाद जो थकान वो जल्दी नहीं आती है। और हम सुनते हैं अलग अलग, ये वात व्याधि है, ये वात की वजह से, ये वात के घुटने में दर्द है, कमर में, ये वात की विकृति अभ्यंग के वजह से जल्दी नष्ट होती है। तो ये अभ्यंग करना अनिवार्य है। मुझे मालूम है हम जब व्यायामशाला में जाते थे पहले, तो सब व्यायाम होने के बाद वहाँ बोतल में एक एरंडेल तेल की बोतल रखी हुई रहती थी, और हर एक व्यायाम करने को वो कंपलसरी था कि वो तेल से पहले मालिश करने का, बाद में घर जाने का। मल्लखाम किसी ने किया होगा तो वो एरंडेल तेल से मालिश करके ही मलखाम के ऊपर चढ़ना पड़ता है, नहीं तो पूरा शरीर की स्किन जो है बिल्कुल लाल होकर जल जाएगी। तो ये जो विशेषता है, एरंडेल तेल कहने के बाद काफ़ी यहाँ जो वैद्य नहीं बैठे हैं, जो अन्य क्रीड़ा क्षेत्र के कार्यकर्ता है, उनसे जानकारी मैं देना चाहता हूँ। एरंडेल यानी वो परगेशन का दवा, ऐसी सबकी सोच है, यानी जुलाब होने के लिए संडा सफ़ा नहीं तो एरंडेल देना है, ये मान्य है। लेकिन एरंडेल ये उत्कृष्ट वातनाशक और पेन किलर है। मुझे याद है हम कॉलेज में थे तो काफ़ी सैकड़ों हज़ारों किलोमीटर साइकिलिंग हम करते थे। रात में, अभी मैं बात चल रही थी, तो शाम को 5 बजे साइकिल चालू करने का, सुबह 8 बजे 9 बजे गर्मी के समय रुकने का। तो हमारे उस समय वो खाकी कलर की स्कूल की बैग रहती थी, उसमें पंक्चर का साहित्य और ये एरंडेल तेल या तिल तेल की बोतल रहती थी। जहाँ हम साइकिल रुकते थे, कभी हमने क्रोसिन, डोलो 650 ऐसे कभी टैबलेट नहीं किया, क्योंकि वहाँ जाने के बाद तेल लगाने का अच्छी तरह से, ठंडे पानी से नहाने का, तो बस शरीर सुस्त सुस्त, ये जो थकान बिकान बिल्कुल महसूस नहीं होती है। तो ये अभ्यंगम आचरित नित्यम स जराश्रम वाता। तो ये जो स्पोर्ट्स खेलने वाले हैं, तो चाहे फुटबॉल खेलो, चाहे वॉलीबॉल खेलो, चाहे एथलीट हो, भाला फेंक हो, कौन सा भी स्पोर्ट्स का प्रकार हो, उसमें अभ्यंग अनिवार्य है। अभ्यंग और क्यों करना चाहिए? तो अभ्यंग से स्नायु की पुष्टि होती है। जो अभी प्रोटीन की बात चल रही थी इनॉग्रल सेशन में, ये तेल मॉलिश करने से मसल को प्रोटीन मिलता है, ताकत मिलती है और लचीलापन मेंटेन होता है, इसलिए अभ्यंग करना है। आयुर्वेद में व्यायाम की व्याख्या क्या बताई है? विभक्त घनगात्रत्व व्यायामात उपजायते। जो बॉडी बिल्डिंग में हम देखते हैं बाइसेप, ट्राइसेपिंग, ये जो स्नायु है वो अभ्यंग करने से आप अच्छी तरह से मेंटेन कर सकते, दिखा सकते हैं, क्योंकि उसके अनुसार व्यायाम हम करते हैं। तो कौन से ऋतु में कौन सा तेल इस्तेमाल करना है, कौन से ऋतु में अभ्यंग का प्रमाण कितना करना है, ये शास्त्र है। यहाँ जो वैद्य बैठे हैं उन्हें बताने की आवश्यकता नहीं है, लेकिन जो अन्य खिलाड़ी यहाँ बैठे हैं उनके लिए ये जानकारी आवश्यक है। तो अभी यहाँ और एक 15 दिन वर्ष प्रतिपदा के बाद यहाँ गर्मी चालू हो जाएगी। हमारे यहाँ तो पसीना ऐसा, आप खाली ऐसे हिलेंगे तो भी पसीना आता है। तो उस समय अभ्यंग ज़्यादा नहीं करना है, लेकिन सप्ताह में 2 दिन 3 दिन अभ्यंग करके स्नान करेंगे तो अच्छा है। लेकिन अभी ठंडी थी तो ठंडी के दिन में हर दिन अभ्यंग करना अनिवार्य है। तो यह अभ्यंग का महत्व, आपने केरल का कलारी का कुछ डेमो देखा होगा। वो च्यवनप्राश की जो जाहिरात है ना टीवी में, सोना चांदी च्यवनप्राश, वो तलवार और लेके, वो कलारी का प्रकार है। आप केरला में जाएंगे तो ऐसे ट्रेडिशनल अखाड़े हैं, वहाँ कलारी सिखाने के बाद एरंडेल तेल या तिल तेल का अभ्यंग अनिवार्य और बाद में सब करना है। तो ये अभ्यंग ये बल संवर्धन के हेतु है, इसलिए वो करना है। आजकल हम दीपावली के समय भी अभ्यंग करते नहीं, मुंबई में तो ऐसी स्थिति है पानी भी नहीं रहता है, तो यह बात अलग है। लेकिन ये अभ्यंग आवश्यक है। आप केरला में जाएंगे तो वहाँ एक अभ्यंग का अलग प्रकार है, और वो कलारी पट्टू जो रहते हैं उसे पादाभ्यंग कहते हैं। रोमन रिंग जो रहते हैं वो रोमन रिंग में हाथ डालने का और वो पाँव से मसाज करते हैं। आप कभी केरला जाएंगे तो बाकी सब देखो, लेकिन ये पादाभ्यंग एक बार करके देखो तो इतनी सफाईदार करते हैं। मैं गया था केरला में, वो कलारी के उस अखाड़े में गया था सीखने के लिए, और वहाँ के लोगों को हमारे यहाँ बुलाने के लिए वो पादाभ्यंग करके लिया। तो हृदय को भी वो पाँव से मसाज करते हैं, लेकिन इतना स्विफ्ट। और उसके बाद जो नींद आती है, ये जो सब आजकल कहा जाता है ना 7 घंटा सोना चाहिए, 8, ये बकवास है। इतना सोएंगे तो बाकी काम कौन करेगा? तो व्यायाम के बाद अभ्यंग करेंगे तो 5 घंटा, 5.5 घंटा, 6 घंटे की नींद आपको बिल्कुल सफिशेंट होती है, क्योंकि उसे श्रमहर इसलिए वो करना है। तो मुंबई जैसे यहाँ हमारी भागदौड़ ज़्यादा रहती है, तो छुट्टी के दिन ज़्यादा अभ्यंग करो, छुट्टी नहीं है तो कम से कम जितना आवश्यक है, जितने ऑर्गन्स वहाँ अभ्यंग करना अनिवार्य है। उसके वजह से भी मैंने बताया वो ये कष्ट सहन करने की क्षमता बढ़ती है, हड्डियों को बल प्राप्त होता है, प्रतिकार क्षमता ये ठीक होती है, और ऐसे अलग अलग प्रकार के फायदे उसमें हैं। तीसरा एक सोच मैं बताना चाहता हूँ, ये मानस स्वास्थ्य के बारे में जो राही ने भी बताया था कि अपने यहाँ व्यायाम के दो प्रकार हैं, एक शाखा व्यायाम और कोष्ठ व्यायाम। शाखा मीन्स ये दोनों हाथ पाँव उसका व्यायाम। जो मैंने बताया कि पाश्चात्य व्यायाम पद्धति में ये शाखा व्यायाम ज़्यादा है, और भारतीय व्यायाम पद्धति में कोष्ठ व्यायाम है। कोष्ठ यानी शरीर जो मध्य शरीर है, और इसलिए शरीर की डाइजेस्टिव कैपेसिटी, शरीर की श्वसन संस्था और सभी प्रकार के जो अपनी बॉडी के नॉर्मल फंक्शंस हैं वो अच्छे रहते हैं। ये दोनों व्यायाम पद्धतियों का एक अलग सा हम वैशिष्ट्य कह सकते हैं वो है। इसलिए ये कोष्ठगत व्यायाम है। इसलिए योगासन जो है, क्या योग आपने यहाँ जो बताया है, और योग के अष्टांग में जो आसन यम नियम बताए हैं उसका महत्व अनन्य साधारण है। जो हम देखते हैं मानस स्वास्थ्य के लिए सबसे अच्छा क्या है, तो अनुलोम विलोम, उज्जाई, सितकारी, भ्रामरी, ये व्यायाम प्रकार करो, ओमकार ध्यान करो तो आपका कंसंट्रेशन बढ़ता है। जिसे आर्चरी है तो उसमें कंसंट्रेशन अच्छा रहता है, तो उनसे व्यायाम ये करके लेना है। बाकी का व्यायाम तो होगा ही, लेकिन मानस स्वास्थ्य के लिए योगासन और ये योग पद्धति के जो व्यायाम है उसका काफ़ी परिणाम अच्छा मिलता है। ओमकार का उसे अनन्य साधारण, अभी भी हमने देखा कि सत्र शुरू होने के पहले 3 ओमकार किए। ये हम कहते हैं कि हर स्कूल में हर सत्र के समापन के समय और शुरुआत के समय ओमकार होना चाहिए, तो बच्चों की कंसंट्रेशन लेवल और उनकी इफिकेसी बढ़ती है, ऐसा हमारा खुद का अनुभव है। तो ये जो साइकोलॉजिकल जिसे हम कहते हैं कि एक चंचलत्व रहता है, लैक ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस रहता है, वो बढ़ाना है तो योगासन, सूर्य नमस्कार, प्राणायाम इसका अंतर्भाव होना चाहिए। सभी प्रकार के जो खिलाड़ी हैं, अभी आपको मालूम नहीं होगा या किसी को, विराट कोहली है वो अच्छा योगासन करता है, काफ़ी है, एक्ट्रेस है अनेक आजकल टीवी और इसके ऊपर उनके चैनल है या उनके फिल्म या आते रहते हैं। तो ये योगासन का महत्व अभी लोगों को मालूम हुआ है। अभी अंतर्राष्ट्रीय योग दिन हम मनाते हैं तो 175 देशों में योग अभी एक्सेप्ट किया है, लेकिन हमारे लोग योग को योगा कहते हैं, ये हमारी दुर्भाग्यता है। तो ये अच्छी तरह से समझ लेना चाहिए। और तीसरा बात ऐसा है, हमारी वेशभूषा कौन सी होनी चाहिए, क्योंकि आजकल हम देखेंगे तो सभी स्पोर्ट्स में जो जिस प्रकार के ट्रैक सूट हो या जो कपड़े पहनते हैं वो सब सिंथेटिक फाइबर के हैं। हमारे यहाँ व्यायाम करना है, हमारे यहाँ खेल खेलने हैं, हमारे यहाँ अलग प्रकार की कुछ प्रतियोगिता करनी है, तो अपने एटमॉस्फेयर, अपने हवामान के अनुकूल कपड़े होने चाहिए। आपको याद होगा कि पहले अखाड़े चलते थे तो कुश्ती के लिए अलग हैं। अपने यहाँ अपने सब शिवकाल, पेशवे काल में जो युद्ध देखे हैं उस समय क्या वो ट्रैक सूट पहन के जाते थे क्या? तो उस समय की जो वेशभूषा थी वो उस प्रकार के शस्त्र चलाने में कुछ अड़कत तो नहीं आती थी, अड़चन, और वो बिल्कुल सफाईदार और वो आरोग्यदायक थी। जैसे मैं उदाहरण के सामने आपको बताता हूँ, आजकल ये कपड़े सब इलास्टिक के हैं। पहले हम नाड़ी के कपड़े पहनते थे। इलास्टिक की वजह से क्या होता है, अपनी जो इंटेस्टाइन ये पचन संस्था है उसको ऐसे बाइंडिंग रहता है, और इसके वजह से अपना डाइजेशन है वो प्रॉपर नहीं होता है, क्योंकि अपने अतड़ों की एक अलग प्रकार की पेरिस्टालसिस मूवमेंट रहती है, वो अरेस्ट होती है। नाड़ी का कपड़ा है तो आप भोजन के पश्चात सैल कर सकते हैं, उसके पहले व्यायाम करना है तो आप घट्ट कर सकते हैं, टाइट कर सकते हैं, ये अपनी विशेषता है। कॉटन, अपने यहाँ गांधी जी ने चरखा और सूत क्यों कताई किया, चलाया क्यों? अपने यहाँ हवामान के लिए अनुकूल कौन सा है, तो ये रिसर्च का विषय हो सकता है कि कौन से प्रकार का खेल खेलना है, कौन से प्रकार का व्यायाम करना है, उस समय किस प्रकार का ड्रेस करना है। जैसे अभी हमने यहाँ नृत्य वर्ग चलते हैं तो वहाँ अलग प्रकार के ड्रेस रहते हैं, जिम में अलग रहता है, स्कूल में भी स्पोर्ट्स यूनिफॉर्म अलग रहता है, नॉर्मल यूनिफॉर्म क्यों रहता है, तो वो हलचल करने के लिए सुकरता आनी चाहिए। तो ये एक अपना थॉट जो है आयुर्वेद का, उसमें क्योंकि अपने यहाँ का हवामान कैसे है उसके अनुसार उसका रंग और वो होना चाहिए। नहीं तो आप देखते हैं कि सिंथेटिक फाइबर के टी शर्ट रहते हैं, पसीना इतना आता है कि ऊपर से नीचे तक पसीना जाता है, क्योंकि एब्सॉर्ब ही होता नहीं। हमारे यहाँ का कपड़े की विशेषता है कि कॉटन के रहने की वजह से सब पसीना एब्सॉर्ब होता है। तो ये भी एक सोच अपने यहाँ आवश्यक है। तीसरा, जो जिसके बारे में सावरिकर जी ने थोड़ा स्पर्श किया था, ये स्टैमिना बिल्टअप करना है, अपना क्षमत्व बढ़ाना है। तो आयुर्वेद में जो पंचकर्म चिकित्सा बताई है, ऋतुनुसार शोधन, ये आवश्यक है। आपके यहाँ बैठे हुए काफ़ी लोगों को याद होगा शायद, क्योंकि वैसे बुजुर्ग लोग भी यहाँ बैठे हैं। तो हमारे यहाँ बचपन में ऐसे आदत थी, हर महीने में एक रविवार में सबको एरंडेल पिलाते थे, उसे विरेचन कहते हैं आयुर्वेद में। तो ये विरेचन क्यों है, तो पेट सफा होने के बाद अपनी सभी इंद्रियों की कार्यक्षमता अच्छी रहती है, अपना स्वास्थ्य अच्छा रहता है, डाइजेस्टिव कैपेसिटी अच्छी रहती है, शरीर में एब्सॉर्प्शन, ये जो प्रोटीन वगैरह जो विचार है वो एकांगी विचार हैं। तो आप चाहे ज्वार की रोटी खाओ चाहे बाजरे की खाओ, आपको आवश्यक जो उसमें घटक मिलने वाला है, तो पहले आपकी डाइजेस्टिव सिस्टम अच्छी होनी चाहिए। तो ये करने के लिए ये विरेचन यानी पंचकर्म है, उसमें ये उसका जो उपकर्म करके स्नेहन स्वेदन है, बाकी के जैसे जिसको रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम अच्छी रखनी है तो वमन है, ऐसे अलग अलग प्रकार के पंचकर्मों का व्यवहार में उपयोग करना ये भी खिलाड़ू के लिए आवश्यक है। रसायन का भी उल्लेख सावरिकर जी ने किया। तो आयुर्वेद में कौन से शरीर का उपयोग आपको ज़्यादा करना है उसके अनुसार अलग अलग प्रकार के द्रव्य बताए हैं। तो आपको वजन नहीं बढ़ाना है लेकिन स्टैमिना बढ़ाना है तो अलग द्रव्य है, वजन भी बढ़ाना है स्टैमिना भी बढ़ाना है तो अलग द्रव्य है। तो आपको यहाँ जो वैद्य बैठे हैं उसको मालूम है, अमल की रसायन है, हरित की रसायन है, कुष्मांड रसायन है, अलग अलग प्रकार के। तो उसका भी हमें उपयोग और उसकी भी सोच ध्यान में रखनी है। आहार के बारे में काफ़ी बोल सकता हूँ, लेकिन अगला सत्र जो है वो आहार के ऊपर है, इसलिए मैं नहीं बोलता हूँ। लेकिन दो तीन चीज़ें ध्यान में लाकर मैं मेरा व्याख्यान 1 या 1.5 मिनट में ख़त्म करने वाला हूँ। हमारे यहाँ जो वनवासी क्षेत्र है, मैं वनवासी कल्याणाश्रम का काम करता था और हमारा एक एकलव्य खेलकूद प्रकल्प ऐसे हम चलते हैं, उसमें ये अलग अलग खेल की प्रतियोगिता हम कंडक्ट करते हैं। तो वो वनवासी लड़की थी, तो पहले मैराथन में 42 किलोमीटर दौड़ना पड़ता है, इंटरनेशनल नॉर्म्स के अनुसार वो 5 किलोमीटर में स्पंजिंग पॉइंट, 5 किलोमीटर में फीडिंग पॉइंट किलोमीटर। अभी ये उन्होंने कभी स्पंज भी देखा नहीं था, वो गीला स्पंज वो लगा के वो फेंकना है, वो उन्होंने सब जेब में भर दिया, क्योंकि उनको पार्टी में गिराने के बाद वो स्पंज उसके लिए वो ध्यान में आ गया। कभी ORS कभी पिया ही नहीं था। लेकिन उनका डाइट क्या रहता है, सालों तक नाचनी, अब नाचनी समझते हैं, नाचनी की रोटी और उसके ऊपर उड़द दाल का वरण, यही उनका सालों साल खाना रहता है। तो इसके लिए उनकी पर्सनैलिटी थिन है, स्टैमिना। यानी मेरे को याद है मोखाड़ा में हमारा कल्याण आश्रम का केंद्र चलता है, वहाँ का आदमी वो चाहे 4 साल का बच्चा हो या 82 साल का बूढ़ा हो, एवरेज 35 किलोमीटर चलता है एवरेज। वहाँ सावधान ये प्रवास की सुविधा ही उपलब्ध नहीं। इतना स्टैमिना कहाँ से आता है, ये नाचनी की रोटी और उड़द की दाल। तो ऐसे अपने यहाँ कौन से चीज़ कौन से पदार्थ अपने ऐसे क्रीड़ा क्षेत्र में उपयोग में आ सकते हैं, ये रिसर्च का विषय है। अपने यहाँ सब गाइडलाइंस हैं, उसके ऊपर ज़रा मैंने बताया वैसा अलग प्रकार का अभ्यास, अलग प्रकार के वर्कशॉप होने की आवश्यकता है। मेरे ख्याल से आयुर्वेद क्रीड़ा क्षेत्र में कितने दृष्टि से विचार कर सकता है, ऐसा एक आपके सामने रखने का मैंने प्रयास किया है। थोड़ा समय आपका मैंने जास्त ले लिया है, इसलिए क्षमा प्रार्थी हूँ। आपने सब शांत बैठकर ये मेरा व्याख्यान सुना, इसलिए आपको सभी को मनपूर्वक धन्यवाद।
Thank you, Vaidya Vinay Velankarji. Now I'll call upon Dr. Rajendra Raghuvir Deshpande to give his presidential note. Before he comes, I would like to just introduce him in few sentences. Dr. Rajendra Raghuvir Deshpande is MD in Ayurvedic Medicine and MD in Ayurvedic Physiology. He is the ex-principal and ex-HOD of Kriya in Ayurveda College of Research Center, Nigdi, and at present, he is lecturer in physiology in Physiotherapy College at Nigdi. Dr. Deshpande is internationally known for his pioneering work in popularizing Ayurveda globally. He is a vivid international traveler, of course, with a purpose. And till date, he has trained 10 doctors and deputed them 25 times in foreign countries for the propagation of Ayurveda. Dr. Deshpande's list of 48 books is worth to see, and the number is yet increasing. Dr. Deshpande is the first person in the globe who at the first time prepared software of Ayurvedic biotype determination and health guidance along with Dr. S.B. Ranade and Mr. Sanjay Deshpande. Hearty congratulations, sir. He has been honored with various prestigious awards like Jeevan Gaurav Puraskar and Baburao Gholab Puraskar, to name a few. I now request Dr. R.R. Deshpande to give his presidential address. Friends, please note our next speaker is also there, and we will be soon starting our next session immediately.
Thank you very much, madam, for the quite long introduction. Dignitaries on the dais and well-known speaker and well-known Ayurvedic physician, Vaidya Velankar sir. Extremely all-encompassing lecture because he has covered all the aspects of Ayurveda with relation to the sports. So congratulations, sir, for, as really Ranade madam said, recharging of the audience and recharging of the everybody. So he's a battery recharger, and I also get stimulated with his nice speech. One sentence only I will conclude with my presidential note, that he is a recharger, but when he makes some analysis of the audience and on the point of research, and I found that there are nearly 90% are the donors who can give this knowledge to the people, and there are only 10% people, really like the sports people or the players, they are present in the audience. So only 10% are there. So the chances, no, this is very interesting because Jnana Prabodhini has done an excellent job to sensitize this particular issue on the nice platform. Although there are the scattered references in the past that many people have done a good thing about this sports and Ayurveda, because I remember Krida Vaidyak was the first book of Dr. Ranade with the Dr. A.Y. Ketkar, and they are making an integration of the Ayurveda and also the modern sports medicine. And then I remember Dr. Vaidya Narendra Pense sir from Pune. He is attached to the PYC sports people, and he was doing his services for the last 20 years. That means what you noted is very correct, that on the big platform as such, there is not an initiative, but this is a nice initiative, I will say. And I request Jnana Prabodhini to take a sensitization to all the colleges and all the universities in the India to start, because it is not a, Jnana Prabodhini can say, of course it's not saying at all, because I am and I was the, and I will be the one of the component of the Jnana Prabodhini. Mr. Deshpande may be knowing or may not be knowing, but I was the HOD of the Jnana Prabodhini Ayurveda department in the Sadashivpet 40 years back. And Girish Bapat, and we had done a lot of things in that particular center. Anyways, coming to the point that now this is the time, real time, that all the CRC's past students I am looking over here. So please take this message not only at your dispensary, but the nearby schools and the nearby sports players, and try to make a group of these people and to enlighten this, whatever you will receive in these coming 2 days. And last but not least, I request whoever the dais in the morning, definitely Jnana Prabodhini will be in contact with these people. And they should start at the university level, sports medicines type of the course for the, through the different affiliated colleges. And that will be a real, what you can say, the input from this conference. And here I also welcome to the guests from the foreign countries, and maybe they are from Germany or other countries. But we here to give you something input from the Ayurvedic science to develop the, what you can, the scenario in the sports by and large in the world. So I welcome you, and I hope that you will be definitely satisfied with the, whatever the inputs you will receive in these 2 days. So thank you very much once for one and all. And I also thank to all the organization committee, including the Jnana Prabodhini stakeholders, and also Mr. Dr. Mahesh Patil sir, Dr. Sachin Sarpotdar sir, who has little bit introduced my presence over here. So thanks once again, and I wish all the best for the conference for the 2 days. Thank you.
Little bit out of the protocol, I would request Deshpande sir to felicitate Ranade madam today. Thank you very much, all the dignitaries. I would now request the experts of the next session to please come on the dais. Vaidya Shri Prasad Bavdekar sir, Vaidya Jyoti Mundargi madam, Vaidya Dipti Dharmadhikari, Vaidya Medha Devlekar. I would also request our center superintendent. Okay. Our next session is on the topic selection of athlete and allotment of game on the basis of Prakruti and Sarata. I'm very glad you all are very attentively listening, and after this session, there's a good news, we all are going for a lunch, nice lunch, small lunch, so that we'll be awake for the further more sessions. So, we start, of course, I just said small, but it will be heartful, sumptuous lunch. I'm sure you all will enjoy it. I request you all that we all start with Omkar. Hari Om. Hari Om. Friends, it's our daily experience that while selecting a career, we tend to be very cautious, and we many a times undergo even aptitude test. In the same way, a question does come to my mind that can we have physical aptitude test based on Ayurveda while choosing a sport? Today's experts will delve into this topic. And of course, their topic is supported with experience. I request Vaidya Arti Patil, professor from Ayurvedic College, Jaisingpur, to introduce the experts on the dais. Vaidya Arti Patil.
Namaskar. Dr. Shri Prasad Bavdekar sir. Sir has completed his BMS from Pune University, PhD from Tilak Maharashtra Vidyapit. Along with this, he is BA, MA, MPhil in Sanskrit and Diploma in Yoga and Ayurveda from Tilak Maharashtra Vidyapit. When we think about innovations in Ayurveda, Sir's name comes first because he has contributed and worked on Anukta concepts like Anukta Ahara, new diseases. He is head of the Institute of Research in Ayurvedic Medicine, Jnana Prabodhini, Pune. He is co-investigator of IUSoft project, which was conducted by national project supported by Ministry of Information and Technology. He is independent researcher and research guide to PhD. Sir has been practicing Ayurveda since 1991. He is honorable consultant at Sanjeevan Hospital, Pune from 1993 to 2010 and honorable consultant at Sangamnerkar Hospital, Pune from 2014 to till date. He is associate consultant at Midcon, Pune and scientific advisor at Rasayu Cancer Clinic and Research Center, Pune. He is honorable lecturer at Tilak Ayurved Mahavidyalaya, Pune, guest lecturer at Tilak Maharashtra Vidyapit Sanskrit faculty. Sir has been delivered many guest lectures in Ayurveda colleges from Maharashtra and Goa. He is mentor at National Vaidya Scientist Fellowship Program. He has his own YouTube channel too. Sir has handled many major literary, semi-clinical, clinical researches. Sir has contributed in development of many softwares as chief investigator, advisor, co-investigator. He has published many books as an author, co-author. He has edited and translated more than 5 books. Sir has received many awards for his valuable contribution in Ayurveda. I request Dr. Shri Prasad Bawdekar sir to express his thoughts.
We go ahead with the felicitations. I would request Vaidya Jyoti Mundarge ji to felicitate Vaidya Shri Prasad Bawdekar sir. Our joint organizer from Ayurveda Vyaspeeth. I would now request Vaidya Shri Prasad Bawdekar sir to felicitate our today's experts, Vaidya Dipti Dharmadhikari, who is the HOD of our health department of Kridakul. All the success which we are seeing today on the screen is because of these two Vaidyas along with many others. Vaidya Dipti Dharmadhikari. And I would also request Bawdekar sir to felicitate Vaidya Medha Devlekar, who is the ex-Vaidya of Kridakul, and both are hardcore Ayurvedic practitioners. I would now request first Vaidya Dipti Dharmadhikari to come ahead with her presentation.
Good afternoon. Here we are to find out treasures from ocean of Ayurveda. As all of us know that we are in a campus at Jnana Prabodhini Navanagar Vidyalaya, where Kridakul, a branch of sports school, is trying to build a bridge between Ayurveda and sports. In Kridakul, we are focusing on athletes. We try to groom athletes. And when we are trying to convert a mature athlete to a focused athlete, some extra efforts always needed. For this transformation, we are trying to set some parameters. Next slide. There has been a tendency for many to assume that sports-related problems are by default musculoskeletal and sports medicine is an orthopedic specialty. But there is a much more in sports medicine than just musculoskeletal diagnosis and treatment. To define these hidden areas, it is necessary to go through Ayurveda, our ancient and holistic knowledge bank of Ayurveda. whenever we go through this Ayurvedic literature, there are no direct references regarding sports medicine. As we do not get direct references, then the conclusion lands on Ayurveda has nothing to do with sports medicine. But the real fact is, yad iha asti tad anyatra, yad iha nasti na tat kvachit. But the need is only to trust on this phrase. This is the right time to trust on this phrase. Everyone dreams to become a medalist, but this is a journey. Winning a medal is a milestone in this journey. To go through this journey smoothly, some special abilities are needed. And to find out these abilities, assessment is a must. Assessment are important in the field of sports. It is the evaluation of strength and weakness of performers relative to demand of sports. It helps in deciding suitable training load. And most important factor is it helps in understanding the baseline of abilities, identifying risk factors, and prevention from these risk factors. This assessment helps to hunt the talent at early age, the sports talent at early age. We are practicing this assessment tool in Kridakul since 2012. Next slide. All of us have studied the concept of bal in Ayurvedic text. We have explored the concept of Trividha bal and its context in sport with sport. Here we are trying to explore the practical application of concept of bala in sport. Bala is considered as one of the most important factor in assessment since the ability to perform all activities is dependent on it. Acharya Sushrut narrated a brief description of this concept. Taking these factors into consideration, we try to design some basic norms. These norms very well designed as per the concept of Acharya Charak, as Acharya Charak has classified the Bala concept in three types. These types are here on screen. Bala, later on described as Sahaja Bala, Kalaja Bala, and Yuktikruta Bala, in which Sahaja Bala is an important parameter for future physical strength and abilities to withstand strength and tolerance capacity. It is a static in nature. Sahaja Bala contains Prakriti and Sarata, these two factors, whereas Prakriti is an innate physical capacity, a set of physical, psychological, physiological characters of an individual, whereas Sarata is a special state of metabolism where the purest state of 7 dhatus are present. The another one is a Kalaja Bala, whereas Kalaja Bala and Yuktikruta Bala are dependent on Sahaja Bala. Kalaja Bala includes Vaya and Rutu, that is season. Vaya means age. Kalaja Bala is effect of time on physical power and efficiency. These two factors are considered to assess present Bala Bhava and make policy of training of athletes in future. Whereas Yuktikruta Bala includes Ahar and Vyayam. This is a specialized plan of operation for a desired condition. Power acquired by proper management of Ahar and Vyayam is included in Yuktikruta Bala. Next. As we have discussed in previous slide, we can assess sportsmen with these factors along with guideline of Darshana Sparshana Prashnaihi. But while doing this assessment, the possibility of subjective assessment is more. Subjective assessment can misguide the athlete and coach. To avoid this subjectivity, an objective tool is designed. We try to design an objective tool. This tool is based on 4 domains. Domain 1 includes Sahaja Bala, that is a Prakriti, and Sarata. Prakriti is characterized by Dashavidha Pariksha Bhav, and then 10 factors are included in this Prakruti Parikshan, and the result is the Prakruti of that athlete. Sarata is defined again, Sarata is categorized in 3 subtypes, that is Pravara, Madhyama and Avara. Domain 2 is dealing with Sadhya Swasthya, Rachanatmak Vikruti, that is structural anomalies, past illness. Whereas domain 3 belongs to Yuktikruta Bala, that is Ahar, Vihar and Vyayam. And domain 4 belongs to on-field examination. Per year, we are scrutinizing near about 100 to 150 students with these parameters and this battery. Since 2012, we are conducting tests with this tool. Next slide. With this tool, a small project, a study with 210 athletes with purposive sampling method is done with allotting weighted score to present this study here. After allotting weighted score, frequency distribution table and chi-square test are applied to cross-check the validity of these data. Next slide. As the slide shows the weighted score. Here, as we have discussed earlier, domain 1 score having a result of Prakruti Parikshan. In Prakruti Parikshan, to become a good athlete, Sarvanga, Sandhi and Gati, these factors are more important. So these 3 factors are weighted, these 3 factors allotted higher score. Whereas Kshuda, Asahatva and Manasbhav allotted moderate weighted. Whereas Tvaka, Netra and Kesha, these factors are important for Prakruti Nishchiti, but they not contribute as directly in the sports career, so they have allotted minimum score. In domain 2, in this weighted score, we allotted Dhatu Sarata as per their importance in sports. As we have seen, Mamsa and Asti Sarata has allotted highest score, Rasa Sarata and Majja Sarata as moderate score, and whereas Rakta Sarata and Meda Sanchiti, these are having Vyayam Asahishnutva, so they have allotted less score. In domain 3, we have trying to give scoring for the important another factors which are contribute a lot in the athlete's performance and athlete's health. Those are Rachanatmak Vikruti, physical deformities. In these factor, we consider lordosis, knock knees, flat foot and normal. Whereas normal has given maximum weight, flat foot can be treated, so it is having a moderate score, whereas lordosis and knock knees can make the athlete can lead the athlete to more injuries, so these are scored as a 0. And present illness, again we can see if it is normal, it has having a high score. Same with past illness also. This is the weighted score. While going through this weighted score, we obtained a range of 31 to 103. Next slide. From which we got these kinds of results. We categorized our result in this graph. We got athletes with low potential near about 16.36%, with basic potential 56%, with moderate potential 25%, and with high potential only 4%. These Ayurvedic parameters and selection criteria were tested for independence with help of chi-square test. The test result is 10.19, and it is compared with table value of chi-square distribution of LOS 1% only. This study shows our conclusion that Ayurveda principles can contribute in selection process of athlete. The selection criteria suggested by matches with Ayurvedic parameters of Bala is definitely useful in selection process of athletes. A tool designed by Kridakul can be treated as a basic model for scrutiny with weighted score as a measuring scheme. A score of 67 as be a threshold score. Till date, less number of athletes with high potential were recorded in our institute. As stated earlier, this is a journey and many more milestones yet to come. This study will go on and go on. We try to make more appropriate test battery. Yuktikrita Bala implementation study, that is input of diet and exercise in future. A study of correlation between athletes' prakruti and maternal and paternal prakruti is our future project. In our organization, we are trying to define few Ayurvedic protocols for the budding athletes to improve general health in a holistic way. This is an attempt to share this information with all Ayurveda and sport lovers. We believe that these inputs will definitely benefit to all budding athletes and will help them to reach high levels. Thank you.
Friends, we are honored to have Kaustubh Radkar with us today. I would request Vaidya Mahesh Patil to escort Kaustubh Radkar ji on the dais. It gives me immense pleasure to introduce Kaustubh Radkar, and I'm sure you all will definitely not stop clapping. It's rightly said, you need to compete with yourself, and there is always a vacancy at the top. Kaustubh Radkar is our Indian Sergi Bubka. Why do I say so? He's been competing with himself so many times. I don't know how much more are there to his credits, but as I know, he's an Indian triathlete who has finished Ironman triathlon for 33 times. He is the first and only Indian to do so. He is again the only Indian to finish Ironman World Championship at Kone 2017. Kaustubh was also the fastest Indian at Comrades Ultramarathon 2016, and he also holds record for the fastest debut for an Indian Ultraman Florida. He has been selected as one of the Fit India Ambassador, which is a part of Fit India movement launched by PM Narendra Modi ji in 2019. We welcome you, sir, and we are honored to have you in our conference. I request Devlekar sir to please felicitate him. I now request Vaidya Medha Devlekar to come forward with her presentation.
Namaskar. I, Vaidya Medha Devlekar, working as a health consultant in Kridakul. On this auspicious day today, I feel blessed to put forth the work done in Kridakul. In the last 25 years, while implementing Ayurveda, we came across many eureka moments. These moments forced us or inspired us to read our text again, to reform our conceptual understanding, and to re-implement them. Today, as our honorable guest, Dr. Sonawane of Savitribai Phule University said that the life of an athlete is to be studied in view of Ayurveda concepts, and it should be evidence-based too. I'm glad that we at Kridakul are on this path as described by him. My talk is about one such concept of Ayurveda, that is Prakruti and game allotment. The title of my presentation is to study the relationship between game of state and national medalists and the type of doshaj Prakruti of Kridakul athletes. As we all know, sports has become an integral part of our society. Apart from providing entertainment and maintaining health, sport has become a challenge, a profession, and a business also. With rising inclination of society towards sport, cutthroat competitions in games have raised. But today we see that many budding athletes wish to play specific games like cricket, football, only due to its popularity. Many blindly follow their idols in pursuing a certain game as their career. And many opt for games like wrestlings just because their forefathers played the game. Often it is observed that in spite of years of practice, these athletes, many of them, fail to give expected results. Here the question arises, did the athlete possess the basic potential required for the particular game if he has to perform in competitions and achieve medals for the country? Next slide, please. While performing in different competitions, we observe that different sports require different abilities. We can see in slide, gymnastics requires flexibility and balance. Wrestling is a power game, while Kho-Kho requires speed, agility, CV endurance. This shows that different games demand a certain specific set of abilities. These set of abilities for different games are similar to certain gunas described in Prakriti concept. Next slide, please. Let's see these gunas of Prakriti, which are described, which can be projected in the game. In Krusha Dirghakruti Sharir, Laghu Chapala Anavasthit Gati, these are Vata Prakriti gunas required in certain games. Shithila Mrudu Sandhibandha, Tikshna Chapala Gati, Tikshna Parakram, Nipuna Mati are Pitta Prakriti gunas required in some games, or most of the games rather than. Upachita Paripurna Sara Samvata Sharira, Suvibhakta Gatra, Gudha Suslishta Sandhibandha, Adhishthita Avasthita Mandagati, and Kleshakshamak Sharira are Kapha Prakriti gunas required for some specific game. Next slide, please. So a thought arises in mind, can there be a relation between the set of abilities of games as described by modern science and set of Prakriti gunas as explained in our Ayurveda texts? Can Prakriti of the athlete give guidelines regarding to which particular game the athlete should pursue if he wishes to earn medals? With these questions in mind, we wish to study the relationship between Prakriti of medal-winning athletes of Kridakul and their games. Next slide, please. The previous slide. Okay. The study was carried out on 315 medal-winning athletes of Kridakul. Medal winning was the criteria. The criteria was the player who has achieved at least one state or national medal in the years from the years 1998 to 2018. Both boys and girls of age 10 to 15 years were taken for the study. The tools used were the state and national medal records of these medalists and their Prakriti. Grouping frequency of data was prepared. Percentage of Prakriti-wise games was calculated. The data was analyzed further with help of chi-square test to test the association between the attributes Doshaj Prakriti of medalists of Kridakul and the games played by them. Next slide, please. The charts. Sorry, the chart slide. Yeah. These are the findings after the study. The findings show that the findings marked yellow shows that the game-wise athlete distribution is grouped into prominently Pitta Vata and Kapha Pitta Prakriti. That means Pitta Prakriti qualities dominate in majority of the games. This may be inferred as Tikshna Parakram, Nipunamati, Vijikishu Irsha, which is the most required quality for excellence or winning in any game. These belong to Pitta Prakriti. The next finding was that out of those 12 games of Kridakul, in 5 games, 50% medalists are of Pitta Vata Prakriti. The games are Mallakhambh, gymnastics, yogasan, sprinting, and Kho-Kho. So these games majorly require Pitta Vata Prakriti to excel. Among the remaining games, throwing, wrestling, archery, kabaddi, here more than 30% athletes belonged to Kapha Pitta Prakriti. And there was hardly any successful athlete in Vata Kapha Prakriti. Next slide, please. The results of chi-square also show statistically that there exists a relation between the game played and the type of doshaj prakriti of the medalist of the Kridakul. Next slide, please. As we saw in earlier table, majority of medal-winning wrestlers belong to Kapha Pitta Prakriti. Wrestling requires muscle strength, muscle endurance, along with agility. In view of Ayurvedic texts, wrestlers should have predominantly qualities like Upachita Sara Samhata Sharira, along with Suvibhakta Gatra, Uttam Bala, Kleshakshamak Sharira. All these are characteristics of Kapha Prakriti. And also Tikshna Chapalagati, Tikshna Parakram for Balavad Vigraha to combat an equally strong opponent. These are qualities of Pitta Prakriti. Hence, Kapha Pitta Prakriti is ideal for wrestling, which is in tune with our findings. Next slide. Similar explanations can be given for all the rest of the games. Instead of describing all of them, I wish to present one or two cases of Kridakul regarding Prakriti in view of the Prakriti and game relationship. A female athlete with bulky, sturdy physique, that is Upachita Sara Sharir, Uttam Bal, she opted for Kabaddi as her competitive game just because all her friends were in that team game and she felt secure in that premises. But in spite of many efforts to lose weight, which was required for qualifying for that Kabaddi criteria, she couldn't do because of her Upachita Sara Sharir was her Prakrutistha Guna. Later, when she was shifted to throwing, she performed her best to achieve national medal. This shows that her Upachita Sharir proved to be a barrier for one game and a boon for the other game. In a second case, I would like to state the case of a gymnast. Earlier, he chose gymnastics as his competitive game because, again, his family pressure. His Prakriti was basically Kapha Pitta. In spite, again, from 7th standard, he was pursuing gymnastics. Till 9th standard, he couldn't achieve a single game, a single medal, in spite of good practice. Later, in standard 10th, finally, he was again re-advised or again insisted by the Vaidyas to change the game to throwing. And within 5 to 6 months of skill training, he secured a medal in national competitions in 10th standard. This shows that inbuilt qualities of Prakriti, if guided by proper training, can increase the chances of success. At the end, I wish to say that if the pearls of Ayurveda, the pearl of wisdom of Ayurveda, are rightly applied, we can truly fulfill the dream of winning Olympic medals for our nation. Thank you.
I would request Jyoti Mundargi Madam to felicitate Vaidya Arti Patil. And request Devlekar Sir to felicitate Jyoti Mundargi Madam. I would now request Vaidya Shri Prasad Bavdekar Sir to come up with his address.
Namaskar. I was part of Kridakul, and right now also I'm distant part of Kridakul. Somehow I see some surprised faces, particularly my friend Vijay Purandare and Milind Dangi. They have seen me since my childhood, so they are surprised what I am doing here in academic excellence. Because they don't know what I have done in Ayurveda. They have seen me in different field. But Vijay and Milind, please bear with me. Okay. I'm happy to see Kaustubh Radkar and a silent tigress of Kabaddi, Shakuntala Tai. I am been fortunate to see her game, and she is a real tigress of Kabaddi. Please, if you have some time, spare with her, and you can see what a real tigress is. Fine. So, I congratulate Kridakul for the Silver Jubilee. Ayurveda has been integral part of Kridakul since its inception. And since then, I was involved directly or indirectly for so many years. Now that we are here to take a stock of what has been done, and at the same time to look forward what can be done, and with a larger perspective. I am very much aware in this particular context that here, sports is the first runner, and Ayurveda here is to support this, will be supporting system. Otherwise, else, when we practice as an Ayurvedic clinician, we are the front runners, and every other field is a second runner, or rather they demand from us, or we advise something to them. But here, sports is front runner, and we have to cater to them. So we are second runner over here, front runners are sports. I am quite aware of that. Now, what is sports Ayurveda? Classically, it has not been a branch of Ayurveda. Ashtanga Ayurveda, it's not branch. But now, there are some, what we call as in textual criticism, Prakarana Grantha. Some specialty is taken over and it is elaborated more. So, sports Ayurveda is a application of Ayurvedic principles in sports. So that this is and now we'll see the canvas of sports Ayurveda. So the definition is clear. Sports Ayurveda is application of Ayurvedic principles in sports. It covers various aspects of health concerns of the fitness enthusiast and professional sports player. There are many clinical practitioners having some or other contribution in the subject, but there are more personal, including myself. I do cater to some sportsmen, but it is not institutional first. Jnanaprabodhini's Kridakul, they surely deserve the credit of pioneership in this sports Ayurveda platform. So I again congratulate them. Now we'll go to the Ayurvedic perspective of Krida. Grossly, any activity leading to physical or mental stress is called as Vyayama. Sharira ayasa janaka karma Vyayama sodnitam. It is referred to as Vyayama according to Ayurveda. So in day-to-day, however, in day-to-day life, Vyayama is considered as specific and focused activity. What we refer to as, it is specific and focused activity for some purpose, is purposeful activity. Now, Ayurveda considers Vyayam at two levels. First level is the maintenance of health, and second level is diagnostic and therapeutic level. We'll go to first level. About the first level of maintenance of health, Ayurveda praises Vyayam as the best agriha among the factors which give stability to Vyayama Sthairya Karanam Sreshtaha. Whatever gives stability, there are many factors which give stability to the body and mind, or rather a person. The Vyayam is said to be the best among all these factors. Ayurveda also advocates necessity and importance of Vyayam. So many, Vinayji has already discussed all these things. The seasonal appropriation, again, Vinayji has elaborated the Uttama Bala, Hina Bala, Madhyama Bala season, and accordingly how to go for Vyayam. The adjuvants like Abhyanga, Vinayji has already told, but there are many adjuvants like Abhyanga, not only Abhyanga, there are Abhyanga is just subset of adjuvants which can be used for Vyayam. And some rules. This is quite important. Some rules, including the do's and don'ts about the Vyayam. This part is the maintenance of health. That is first part I am talking about. Perspective of Ayurveda regarding Vyayam or Krida is first part is about maintenance of health. Vyayamas Thairya Sreshtha. And so accordingly, Ayurveda has given the do's and don'ts and adjuvants and covered literally every aspect related to the maintenance of health. Now, I have a very limited time. Otherwise, my lecture would have gone up to 3 or 4 hours. And I have done so many times. But now, I'll just shorten my speech. Now, the second aspect. First aspect, I'll just recall, this is maintenance of health. Again, I'm discussing the canvas of sports Ayurveda. That is, what is the canvas of sports Ayurveda? How much big is it? It is like this short or it is like big? It is quite big. And literally, I can tell you, if I go on discussing every aspect, I'll need minimum 3 hours to discuss every aspect in brief, not in detail, but in brief. But let us just indicate, we call it in Ayurveda as Disha Anaya Chapi Swayamaveta Buddhiman. So I'll just give some guidelines and we can explore it further. So I discussed what is the aspect of Ayurveda regarding maintenance of health. That is Vyayamas Thairya Karanam Sreshtha. Then do's and don'ts, seasonal variations, seasonal optimization, adjuvants like Abhyanga and all that. This is first part. And another part is diagnostic and therapeutic level. This may be surprised that Ayurveda uses the Vyayam as the diagnostic and therapeutic subject. Here, Ayurveda takes the ability of Vyayam as one of the variables of examination of a patient. Isn't it surprising? Ayurvedic people, they take the ability to Vyayam as a variable amongst the to be examined bhav variables. There are other variables, that is balam, vyayama shaktya parishyat. Bala is to be examined, and how to examine that? Balam, vyayama shaktya. What is your bala? It depends on how could you, or how much, or how quantity or quality of vyayam you can do. So, in diagnostic and therapeutic level, Ayurveda considers Vyayam as one of the to be examined bhav, and it is one of the variables amongst the examination of a patient. It is altogether different aspect. Kindly listen to that, or rather focus to that. That suggests that implication is you have to assess the patient also. You have to assess the patient. Not only health seekers, but patient also you have to assess on his capacity of Vyayam. And Vyayam is Sharira Ayasa Janaka Karma. So, patient is to be examined on many variables, and one of them is ability to Vyayam, ability to go for physical and mental stress. It is one of the variable of to be examined in patient. And another thing is therapeutic. Therapeutic is, that is treatment. And treatment again is at 2 levels, suggestion for normal healthy person and maybe patient treatment will capture all these aspects. The Ayurvedic text have directed the pregnant woman to avoid certain Vyayam. They have directed pregnant woman to avoid certain Vyayam. That implies that they have directed the woman to go for a Vyayam in their other conditions. See, what happens is Ayurvedic texts are in sutra form. Sutra is very short, it is very concise. Because at the contemporary level, that was sutra form. That is called as Alpaksharam Asandigdham Saravat Vishotomukham Astovam Adavadyanja Sutram Sutra Vido Vidu. So everything what is written is very brief, to be in brief. It is the motto of Ayurvedic literature. And every literature, you can go for Vyakaran, they have just 2 or 3 sentences, not even sentences, words, and they explain a lot of rules of Vyakaran. So the sutra is that. So that message is very short, or rather the verbal meaning is very short, but the implied meaning or suggestive meaning is very much large. And we have the tools to decipher that sutra, that is called Tantra Yukti. Of course, you need some basic grammar to decipher that, and that is called as either Anukta Vichar or Leshokta Vichar in Ayurveda. So, we are discussing the female or the ladies or pregnant women are advised not to go for Vyayam. Vyayam is some sort of typical physical or exercises or stress causing factors. It implies that ladies are also advocated to go for certain Vyayam. And you can see our ancient parampara that warrior ladies were there and they were suggested to go for certain Vyayam or rather pre-warrior stage. You can see Lejim is popular in our Marathi area. Lejim is prerequisite of Dhanush. We don't know exactly that, but Lejim is prerequisite of Dhanush. So accordingly, the ladies and the boys, they were selected at say age of 6 or 8, and whatever they say they were going to be chariot runners, say they were going to be sword players, if say they were going to be bhala users, they were trained accordingly. So this is our system, and in that ladies were also involved. Nice book is written by Amrita Deshpande, Horizons of Sports Ayurveda. I would like to request you to go through that book. It may be available tomorrow. I don't know whether it is available today or not, but sure it will be available tomorrow. She has written all the history and whatever work she has done in this Kridakul and outside also. So I was discussing the sutra form. So all this description is in sutra form, and it needs you to go for certain grammar and Tantra Yukti to decipher all that thing. And if we really search for the basics of Ayurveda to be applied in sports, I am sure that would be a 300, 400 pages document of Ayurveda to be applied for sports. Not less than 300 pages, I am sure. Absolutely scientific document of 300 pages. We will be surprised to say or see, but it will be need of R, and we must go for that. Rather, I would request Kridakul to take over that project, literary project, to explore Ayurvedic principles to be applied for sports. Fine. So this is the, in short, again, this is in short the canvas of Ayurveda or sports Ayurveda. First is maintenance of health, and another is therapeutic and diagnostic level. And now, so basic canvas forms of two aspects. Now, if we go on deciphering this canvas, it will be a huge canvas, say like this. So I'll just jot down some points with my experiences. Two of the such projects, they have been carried out by Dipti and Medha, but there are so many potential projects which can be carried out at MD level. Amrita, when she was studying in second or third year, she had done Ayurvedic perspective of Kho-Kho. She had analyzed the Kho-Kho game, the Prakriti of Kho-Kho. Yesterday or day before yesterday, I was talking with these my sisters. I said, as you are doing the Prakriti analysis of patient, or rather the player, you must do analysis of each game. Every game has its own Prakriti. Like, say we go for reflex in Kho-Kho or other things. You have to have certain reflexes, and that has to be fast. But when you go for shooting, rifle shooting, your reflexes need to be dull, essentially. You can see in movies that the hero or heroine, whatever, comes and with a rifle in his or her hand and starts firing, dart, and everything is done. Not in case of, they need delayed reflexes. Earlier, now the trucks are very nice, but earlier, when I was, say, 20, 25 years old, there were truck drivers. And the truck drivers, Subhash Rao may remember, we had employed a truck driver on Jnana Prabodhini's car. And he used to apply brake like he used to apply in trucks. Like 1, 2, 3. So one day I asked him, why are you doing like this? That was, I think, Premier Padmini or something, Tempo Traveler or something like that, that car. And still he used to pump like that, 1, 2, 3, and 4. That was his habit during truck driving. And now if I push my leg on the truck brake, the truck will absolutely collapse down. So the truck driving or the latest Volvo cars, they have absolutely different skill set required for applying brake also. Now you have power steering. Earlier, when I took my first car, it was non-power steering, non-AC. Oh, now I feel, oh, what a horrible experience was. How I could drive that? But I was using that car and I drive a lot. But that is, I was saying, every game has its own prakriti. And when you go for analyzing some game or player, you must analyze the prakriti of that particular game. Because, see, Kho-Kho, you have limited ground. And when you go for car racing, you don't have limited ground, but you have some optimum speed. Rifle shooting requires altogether different skill. Kabaddi requires altogether different skills. The Kabaddi players, the raiders, require altogether different skills. The defenders require altogether different skills. So the Prakriti analysis of each game is also necessary to advise the aspirants to go for selection. This is one thing I would like to say, and that comes under the canvas of sports Ayurveda. That is, I am telling that you can apply the Prakriti analysis technique to the games. Every game, and this can be done at MD level. Your guide, many guides are there who are doing Yogasana. See, Yogasana also has their own Prakriti. By definition, Sthira Sukham Asanam. But it is for those who need moksha. I need to fix my back, so it could be Vyam for me. Sharirayasa Janaka Karma it could be. I don't want moksha. I just want to fix my back. So it is Vyam for me. Okay? So here, the Prakriti of Yogasana changes from moksha sadhan to fixing my back. It is altogether different. In fixing my back, I will have to focus more on my muscles. And if I had to go for moksha sadhan, I have to focus on my inner level and not the outer level. So the Prakriti changes accordingly. So this is my one thing that can be, that is canvas of sports Ayurveda, what Ayurveda can offer to sports. Another thing is, and accordingly, we can advise Ahar, Vihar and Aushadhi to the aspirants. Accordingly, by defining the Prakriti of game and Prakriti of the aspirant or player, we can define and we can go to suggest Ahar, Vihar and Aushadhi to them. What is required? I have some time, so I will just put one example that was from Kridakul only. Devdekar sir called me at late night, 10:30, and told me that we have a star player. I won't quote her name. She was a really star athlete. No boy from Pune had a courage to run with her. She was a really star player. And Devdekar sir told me that she has started her periods just after the 3 days after she had finished her periods. I said, those are not periods, that must be Sarakta Mutra Pravritti. That is blood flowing from urine. He said, whatever, just suggest us something because she has to compete after say 6 or 7 days. And she is losing her weight. I said, fine. Immediately gave her dadhi, some 50 or 100 grams of dahi immediately. That will start. Tomorrow go and check her Mutra Pravritti. And yes, it was there. And so I started absolute Viruddhahar to her. Total Viruddhahar. Apple and milk, fish and milk. Every possible Viruddhahar I advocated to her. Why? Because there is, in Grishma Rutucharya, we can see a sutra, Pratyam Kshiyate Shleshma. In Grishma Rutucharya, it is sutra. Pratyam Kshiyate Shleshma. Now this small little girl of say 15 or 16 years, she used to practice for 3 to 4 hours in the morning. She was sprinter, 100-meter runner. So you can analyze the Prakriti. I'll give you some task. Immediately within lunch you can do. Say a boy is running 100 meters. What will happen? Only Vat will increase. Somebody is running 200 meters. Vat will increase to upper Vata, Vruddha, Tara. Somebody is running 400 meters. So Vata, Vruddha, Tama and Kapha, Kshina. And somebody is running marathon. It will be Vata, Vruddha, Tama, Pitta, Vruddha, Tama and Kapha, Kshina, Tama. Accordingly, our inputs will change. And this lady, she intended to increase her weight. Why? Because she had to qualify that particularly weight size. And I know Pratyam Kshiyate Shleshma, the lady is running sprints. She is sprinter. She runs some 20 laps per day in the morning. So how much Shleshma she is losing? So how can I compensate her Shleshma? So only it was not with medicine, it was not possible. It was not possible with Ahar because I would have to suggest her at least 1 or 2 liters of milk to compensate that Shleshma. So I advocated her Viruddhahar. Every possible type of Viruddhahar she consumed. Of course, she was medal winner. But this way, I have applied the basic principles of Ayurveda. In Viruddhahar, we don't suggest Viruddhahar to a normal, healthy person. But you can go for definition, you can see Viruddham Vitatham Bhavet. Viruddha is Vitatha for who Snigdha Vyayama Balinam and etc. etc. So this is application of Ayurvedic principles and this comes under the canvas of sports Ayurveda. So this one is one more area of this. Again, I'll quote one more example. One boy was there and he was slightly depressed. Should I tell his name? Okay, fine. I won't tell his name just to keep some privacy. But I'm proud of him. So he was losing medals. He always came third or fourth. He deserved gold medal, but he always came for third or fourth. So when I was here, Devadekar sir asked me what can be done. I assessed him and I found out that he needs Kapha Vruddhi during his intervals of bouts. They call it bout. And her interval of hardly 20 minutes. Hardly 20 minutes interval he has. So I said, not possible with Ahar, not possible with Aushadhi because that is banned, and not possible with Vihar with 20 minutes. How can I ask him to sleep for 1 hour to compensate his Kapha Kshaya? So I said, fine, now I will go for Ahara Aushadha. And then I suggested Udid, Masha Laddu ka with some Shatavari or Ashwagandha in that, 20 grams Laddu. After every bout, and the result was fantastic. The boy came up with gold medal, and to the surprise, the boy received gold medal. And he just removed his gold medal and went to the doctor who actually gave her. He just handed over that gold medal and he offered that this is your gold medal, it's not mine. So, similarly, many things. I have also in my clinic, swimmer, she used to come third or fourth, never first or second. She again came to me and I asked her to consume 20 grams of cheese cube because she had only time of 10 minutes. Again, medicine was not possible, Vihar Vishranti was not possible, and Ahar was not possible. So cheese cube along with honey. So that was Ahar Aushadha for me, and that worked very well. Again, she became gold medal, and another in the, say 400 meters, she was silver medal, whatever. So these are two cases which just we can apply to how we can apply our Ayurvedic knowledge and what is a big canvas of sports Ayurveda could be. Then, what we can offer Ayurveda, we have ability to either alter or complement the existing sports medicine. This includes injury management. Yes, we have some nice deliverables, diet consultation at before, during the event or the match, whatever. Some offbeat interventions like Virda, I said. And it also includes the advocacy of retirement plan. See, this is the ability or this is the potential of Ayurveda. Whenever a patient thinks of retiring from that game, he has to be systemized for his retirement. Otherwise, he lands up with so many injuries, whatever, mental fatigue, whatever. So Ayurveda, with the ability, Prakriti checkup and all that, we can advise a systematic retirement plan. Like the economic retirement plan they advise, we have the potential that we can advise a retirement plan for all those players. Because see, some chess players, they go on for playing long term, so they don't have any retirement plan. Carom players, they don't have any retirement plan. But volleyball players, they do have retirement, early retirement. Rifle shooters, they have early retirement. And of course, it has to be. So we have systematic retirement plan, and that includes advocacy of Ahara, Vihara, and Aushadhi, everything. And another thing, what we can, as a sports Ayurveda canvas can give is, we can develop specialty branch of sports Ayurveda. I appeal Kridakul to go with MUHS or Health University or other sports university and start some specific courses, focused courses about sports Ayurveda. That is all this canvas I have covered and lot many to give. I'm refraining because of lack of time. But I would request them to go for some brainstorming sessions. In fact, yesterday only I requested Devdekar sir to have a brainstorming session after this conference and come up with Nigdi declaration and to appeal Prime Minister and sports minister that we have this much agenda of sports Ayurveda and how can we develop and what deliverables we already have and what we can go up with Ayurveda Vyaspit, Agashe College and my home institute, Krida Bharati. All we can come together and develop this sports Ayurveda canvas. I again thank Kridakul for all this silver jubilee and a nice platform for sports Ayurveda. I really foresee golden jubilee with international decorum over here. So all the best to all the Kridakul members, Jnana Prabodhini. Thank you.
Thank you, Bavdekar sir. I know we are running out of time, but last 5 minutes, and then we'll all proceed for the lunch, and we'll be back here by 2 o'clock. As we have started all our sessions in time, we propose to start all our sessions in time and also finish in time so that we all can witness a spectacular Krida Pratyakshik in the evening at 6:30 p.m. today on the ground. I would request Kaustubh Radkar to speak for 5 minutes.
Good afternoon. 5 minutes is a lot of time, so no problem. First of all, thank you very much for inviting me here. It was interesting to hear the 4 sessions Although the last one talking about cheese and milk probably got you hungry just the way it got me hungry as well. Jokes apart, obviously Ayurveda has played a big role in all our lives from a very young age. Whether elite athletes use it or not, if you see the top of the top athletes, they have slowly started adapting to Ayurveda and more traditional medicine, whether it be through diet, through Ayurvedic medications. Obviously, all athletes need some sort of rehab or massage to, if not stay injury free, if they are injured, rehabilitate themselves. It was interesting in one of the studies, I was trying to compare myself, and I would have ranked 0 in all of them. I have poor flexibility. I definitely do not look like a wrestler, so I'm at least in the right sport, I would say. But the biggest thing an athlete needs now is mental fitness. So through your sessions, if you can start covering mental fitness, because you can give any athlete the best of the foods, the best of the workouts. If the athlete is not mentally fit, he or she is not going to do well. And part of the reason I am where I am is because swimming is a sport which makes you mentally fit. And the sport I am in now, Ironman, if you're not mentally fit, you could barely finish one Ironman, let alone 33. So when you start, referring patients or seeing patients in clinic, if you are not an expert in that field, find someone who will discuss the mental aspect. And it's funny that I do not coach anyone under 14, but that age group between 11 and 14, that is where the kids have the most pressure. And the pressure is from their coaches, and the pressure is from their parents. Because unfortunately, the Indian mindset is that kids should play sports till 8th or 9th standard, and after that, it's end of story. And that age group, when the kids in 5th and 6th are unfortunately forced into a sport they don't even necessarily like. They have to go to morning and evening sessions. They're probably wanting to eat pizza and burger at least once a week, and their parents are not allowing them to eat. That age group is very competitive, and that age group needs a lot of support, which unfortunately does not happen. So whoever can do a nice pilot study on that age group, trust me, all of India needs it. And if you can do that pilot study, I'm pretty sure if not the health minister, then the Prime Minister's office will pick up your pilot study. Last but not least, I am in Pune. For 10 months of the year, I travel around with my athletes, but at any point, if you need any help designing any study or having analysis done on any of your studies, I'll be more than happy to assist. So I think my 5 minutes are up. Thank you very much, and enjoy the rest of your conference.
Thank you, Kaustubji. In Jnanaprabodhini, we say, once a member of Jnanaprabodhini is a life member, and given an inch, we take a yard. So once you have just offered yourself, we will definitely take all the possible benefits, sir. Thank you. Oh, so you are our home member. So more rights we have. Thank you very much, my dear friends. Now we all proceed for the lunch. And after lunch, we again gather here around 2:05. Thank you. Lunch is downstairs on the ground floor. There are some stalls also. You must definitely visit, but again reach here by 2 o'clock. I request All the guest speakers, the lunch is at a separate venue on the second floor.